Good evening, everyone. Gotta go on. I think we'll see what happens when I drop a link. We'll see what happens when I drop a link. Hey, shh. Stay there. Let's get this party started. Anybody can come up? I hope y'all are doing okay today. Yes, Pappy. I don't give up too easily.
Dum.
Yay. How are y'all?
See,
Hello.
we're good.
Turn it down.
How are you? Better now?
Now that I'm not freaking out, yeah, a little bit.
Don't freak out. It's a machine. Turn it off and turn it back on. If that doesn't
Yeah.
work, kick it. It'll work.
Kick it. That's a good.
But, you remember back in the day, the old soda machines or candy machines or what have you. If it didn't work, you'd hit the machine in the right place and it'd work. Fonzie gave us the key.
Universal
Right.
key.
Hey!
Wait till you see this. You wouldn't believe what all I've been playing with today.
Ooh.
Let's see. See if it'll show up.
Cool.
Isn't that contraband?
Well, you know why they outlawed him, right? You know why they outlawed Mr. Potato Head, because they knew that was going to be the new nickname for the new guy, and they didn't want any competition.
Right. Yeah, I'd like to rearrange some of his parts.
He'd get his brain out of his ass and put it up in his skull. Is that what you're talking about?
Anything. Stick my hair down here and a foot up
Somebody
here.
had to say it.
Voodoo doll. And she got new Barbies today, so we've been playing with them.
All right.
Hopefully she's asleep. She's been fighting it.
Well,
a little bit of lavender, a little bit of tiny drop of lavender oil in the bath at night. That'll help calm her down and take her to sleep. Lavender,
Yeah.
mother's
like
best
a
friend.
charm on our daughter. Long, rough day. Be like, okay, she's getting a lavender bath tonight.
So did y'all get done?
No.
Oh no, it's working. It's almost there though.
But we're still working on it. So.
And that's okay. Take your time.
Yeah, we had to. Yeah, my brother and I had to build another bin in the basement to get all the firewood in.
Because we're fixing to get an ice storm, so that was more important today.
Yes. Sorry, y'all are going through that already.
It's really
wait till the last second anyhow on that part.
The only thing we're worried about
is firewood's procrastination, just because of the fact that it's a lot of work.
The only thing we're worried about is if the walls get too cold, But if we can hit it at the beginning, our house should still be well. The walls should still be warm enough that we won't have bubbling or anything like that. See, you don't have to worry about that down south, but up in Ohio, there's seasons to paint and seasons not to paint.
Yeah. And I've heard that. I mean, I don't paint if it's raining.
Yeah.
Because that's supposed to be a big no.
Yeah,
Right.
if it's too
Yeah.
humid, your paint takes longer to dry inside. If it's too cold, then yeah,
Bryson's
bubbles or
here.
peels.
Hi, Bryson.
Bryson's in.
Hi, Bryson.
How you doing there?
Now the gang's all here.
Yeah.
There's Dorinda and Anna and Robert. You guys aren't coming up tonight? Oh, don't let the singing thing fool you. Come on up. Y'all have
I
good
know.
voices. Happy, come
You don't have to
on.
sing. It's just if you feel like singing, go ahead and belt it out there. We don't care.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no.
Hey, you said it.
I'm playing.
I'm learning to take things literally. No, I'm just picking. I'm only picking. My cat, she was none too happy with me just now.
Uh-oh. What'd you do? Put her in the cold?
No, she's right in front of me, and I just belted that out, and she had to get up and turn around and resituate herself to sleep. Mother disturbed her.
Yep.
My little boy, he don't hear nothing once he's sleeping.
And you know when he's sleeping really good because his tongue sticks out.
It's so cute.
And it doesn't just a little bit. It's a quarter inch or more.
Oh yeah, he gets his little tongue sticking out. He's so stinking cute. He looks like a little cloud.
Dorinda probably went to bed waiting.
Nah, she would have said goodnight.
It's only 10:30.
That's true. I didn't really read any of the chat. I was like trying to
Probably
get.
doing
I went and restarted the router. I redid everything.
There you go.
Sometimes that's what it takes.
Yep.
Yep.
Has been a long day though, hasn't
I
it?
told you, Bonnie, she was out doing something. Got to take her headset with her.
I need one of those. Then the girls can
headset?
hear, right? Yeah.
They'll still hear you talking.
They'll hear you talking, but they won't hear us talk.
And that's
They can
okay.
still talk to your friend.
There she is. Dorinda.
Dorinda! I love your sweater, by the way. You're muted.
Yeah.
Unmute.
You're
Uh-oh,
still
she's
muted, babe. It's showing you're muted, Dorinda.
See if you can unmute her from the match.
Oh,
Oh, there
I
she is.
unmuted. I didn't realize I was muted. I muted when I heard myself, and I knew I'd forgotten to close the YouTube thing.
Yay. We're all having issues tonight.
So what have you guys been doing today?
Oh,
How's
moving
the
stuff
bedroom
around in
coming?
the house.
Firewood, a little bit of
It's-
moving around. Yep.
It's coming.
I have
It's not there yet, but it's
one more
still on
panel,
its
and I
way.
gotta putty those screws up, and then I can. Half of the bedroom's been sanded, and I just got to do the other half. Well, that won't take very long. We'll be paid by tomorrow afternoon sometime.
Awesome.
Whoop, whoop. I'm excited.
In a way, I can't. That's what I was going to say. In a way, I can't wait to start all of that. And then in a way, I'm like, oh, one more thing to poop me
Well,
out.
go ahead and start picking your colors out now, girl.
I'm trying.
Have a really nice color for your computer studio, your YouTube studio.
Right? Because that's going up pretty quick.
Hey,
Here's
Pappy.
Pappy.
I love the mask on the dog.
Howdy, folks.
Uh-oh, we froze up. Hold on.
Hi,
No,
Pappy.
you're good.
No, we're not.
Whoops.
I can hear her
No,
and I
they're
can
not.
see it. Whatever. I was working on crafts today.
Oh, that's
After I
cool.
did the dishes and cleaned up the house a little bit and, da. Oh, I forgot my laundry. Oh, well.
Bo Marco. No, that doesn't
That's the
sound
first
right.
thing I have to do
He's incognito.
is pick out the color of the roof and the siding and the trim.
If
So I'm
you're
trying
living
to
in
decide.
Have the siding brown and the roof green, and you'll fit right in. That's what we did. And the guy said, "Wow,
That's
you
what I
really
was
do
like.
live here in the woods." And I was like, "Well, yeah."
That's the whole point.
I've been trying to decide, do I want to blend in or do I want to stick out? But I
Stand
think
out
that
on the
is
you stand out on the inside and
Let your light shine.
hide out on the
That
outside.
makes you stand out.
right.
Just
and then lots of flowers.
I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Hi, Pappy.
Okay.
Well, how's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Much better now. Much better.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. I thought we were all supposed to be talking in lyrics tonight.
In song.
Good vibrations.
I'm picking up good vibrations.
There
Well,
you go.
my avatar says, "Here I come to save the day."
Mighty
Yes.
Mouse on his way. Let the trumpet players play. Ba-da-ba-ba. Underdog.
Yeah, I was thinking about it all day and I'm like, everything just flew out of my head today. It's like,
That happens every once in a while.
You had an earworm running around in your head last night?
yeah. Well,
That's all,
usually it just pops in, but
Well, don't worry. We're allowed to be airheaded every once in a while. Pappy says he's holding all the strings to our balloons. So
that's right.
I think it's in good hands.
Better watch out! I don't have a lighter. They might be fuses.
Every occasionally we turn into firecrackers.
I was thinking dynamite. Go big or go home, right?
There you go.
Oh, little Sage is feeling good today, Anna says. Wagged her tail and parked in a loud car. All right.
Yay.
That's awesome. You keep us updated on Sage because she's family now too, just like Sir Lick-a-Lot.
Yep.
Yep.
I love that puppy.
And Walter when he decides to come in. But
You know-
Dad's home, so he's hiding.
Pappy, someday I'm going to get to come visit you, and Bo's going to know who I am because he's going to be like, "Oh, I know your voice."
Yeah, he's heard it enough.
I swear he
just,
says hi to me.
I tell people they have to be concerned about the dog jumping on them. Not so much Kai. She's a 110-pound lab. She don't jump much, but Bobby does, and he'll jump on you, and then he'll take you down. And while while you're trying to not drown because he's licking you to death, Kyle come over and lay down on you and body slam you. She don't bite, but she'll ram the hell out of you.
Well, ever since I started having problems with my bones and whatnot, I learned a long time ago that when you're loving big dogs, you just sit down in front of them and let them do their thing, and then it's not as far to fall.
Well, that I don't. Bo has never dehydrated from all the licking he's done. He got a bottom.
The saliva glands of a hound dog, eh?
Yeah, he got 8 gallons a minute.
That's a minute. That's almost
My
as good
dog's
as
the
our
same.
well.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he's double jointed, so he can reach areas on his anatomy that we can't.
Well,
Yeah. It's fun.
yeah.
So that's an iffy
Anna, that's
situation.
wonderful
One of
to
those
hear.
things where you come in and you don't ask.
Then you got to remind them that it won't make money that way.
I had when Dash first came to our family, he was so tickled about being able to run all over the 10 acres, right? And he was
didn't know what to
just
do.
loving the freedom of it and stuff. And he'd come back in and he'd be all happy and he'd want to kiss you. And we're very dog oriented people. And so he came up, started giving us kisses, and I was like, oh, he ate something. Oh,
Yeah, go out there and find
He had
something dead and roll in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he had a penchant for deer poop. He really loved deer poop a lot.
I
He
was
liked to eat
just saying
it,
that.
poop in it,
You like to eat it, roll in it, rub in it.
that was his catnip, I swear.
That's called woodland malted balls.
Yeah. Like the last 2 years, he's really good about it. Well, he was really good about it.
Yeah, he was. He didn't
Yeah,
do it near as much.
Raising that from the rabbit hole.
Came inside and he realized that it was called poopy.
Yeah. Poopy boy. He's my poopy boy. He's a poopy puppy.
Go lay down.
I tell him, I'd be like, oh, you're a poopy puppy. Go lay down. I love you, buddy, but you're poopy.
And then start realizing we weren't paying attention to him.
I'll be right back.
Robert's already dancing. He says he's doing the shuffle. Oh no, he's shuffling cards. Okay.
Ooh.
Thought
Oh,
he
what's
was
that
doing-
song? That hustle? Something
Do the
about
hustle. Do the hustle.
Shuffle.
There it is.
Sorry. That's your job, man. They're not mine.
Oh, I
How was your
hustle
bad
that
self,
much.
Dorinda? You
I
know
was
when
doing a weird craft today.
Ooh, what were you doing?
Well, you have an old CD and you glue eggshells on it. And of course, now I have to paint it. And then you glue a napkin. And I got one that's poinsettias on it. And I got 3, so we're going to do 3 of them. And then you put a string on it, and it's a Christmas ornament.
Oh, cool.
But I was so excited because I saw the person on the YouTube doing the craft, and I'm like, I gotta try that. So my container eggs that were supposed to go in the garden, of course, I washed them all. Now they're in a bag for me to do crafts with.
You can boil those eggshells and dry them out, crush them up, and use them as a calcium supplement as well.
Oh.
It's better with eggs that haven't been dyed, like the white eggs that you buy at the store. It's better with brown eggs, or even the blue eggs. But yeah,
Well, we don't have blue eggs.
Yeah.
Where do you get
You
the
just
blue
get-
eggs from?
Depends on the chicken.
they're from cold chickens.
Oh, okay.
Wait
I've
for the
never
weather
seen
to change.
egg.
They'll turn blue.
Yeah,
I'd love to see the blue eggs.
cold chickens. You're funny. Oh, but yeah, you can use and you can even feed the eggshells back to the chickens as a calcium supplement as well, and all those nutrients go back into the eggs then. But you have to boil them or bake them first so that it changes the flavor so they don't start eating their own eggs, because chickens will cannibalize.
Oh, I didn't know that. So what kind of flavor do you put on the eggshells? Like chicken?
No. You just either boil them in some water for like 10 minutes or so,
Uh-huh.
or you bake them in the oven for 10 or 15 minutes on a low temp, and then it changes the
Okay.
not the composition. I'm not trying to say it's the composition that changes, but something changes where it stops them from wanting to eat their own eggs.
Okay.
But you
That's
can add
cool.
that. Yeah, you can grind that up in like a food mill or a food processor or something, or a mortar and pestle. Grind it up and put it right in their meal, in their grain or whatever that you feed them. Even if you're
Well,
doing chicken scraps, just put a little bit in there every day, and you're just giving them some more health.
when I get by the lake and I get my chickens, because that's what I'm planning on doing, I think I might get a goat too, because then I can have goat milk. I don't know what goat milk is, but I'm gonna.
All right, listen, you're going to want to check to find out which goats produce the most milk, but also you want to check which goats have the highest fat content, because you can make butter out of the fat content of goat milk, but they are not as fatty as cows, right?
Oh.
The milk is goat milk's good for you. As far as I know, I think it's better for you than cow milk.
Yeah, it doesn't have for people that are lactose intolerant. Goat milk will work for them quite often. But remember, if you want to get a milk goat, that means that the goat is going to, they only produce milk after they've had a baby.
Baby. Yep.
Hmm.
And I think
And
Nubians
it
are,
stinks.
yeah. Yep. You know what? You can make goat cheese and stuff though too, so long as different breeds have different characteristics. You're just going to want to check into that a little bit, do a little research on that. And then the other thing with chickens is try to find one that broods. Try to find a kind of chicken that you're going to enjoy having around, and one that will be a natural brooder, because most of the chickens and stuff that are bought nowadays that are on farms and stuff, most of them won't brood anymore. They don't know how to take care of their young. They're just used to the eggs being taken. And you can't raise more chickens without a brooder.
Okay.
Just something to keep in mind if this is something you want to do, like cyclically, like if you want to keep this going. If you just want to do a one shot and done, then by all means just grab whatever chickens.
Well,
If you
No,
want
you're right, and yeah, and I'll be having more questions when that time comes.
lots of times you can determine which one of your flock is going to be a broody type hen. When they lay eggs, if you get them laying eggs in their nest box or whatever, and a broody type hen will have a tendency to make it known that they would prefer you not to take their eggs. They'll peck at your hand, or they'll try to cover their eggs or that sort of thing. That gives you a pretty good indication that they're the brooding type. Others will just stand up and walk away after they've laid their egg, and then then you're out looking for them. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll see you coming and they'll get up and walk away from the egg because they know you take it. But the broodies have a tendency to say, no, leave it alone.
yeah. So, and you just got to pay attention to that, and then leave some eggs in your brooder's box, because she will brood them. And don't forget to have a rooster. They may be annoying, but their job is to fertilize those eggs.
Yep.
And to protect the chickens. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I get so mad every time I get a rooster here. It gets given away to someone else, because they get tired of hearing him cock-a-doodle-doo or get protective of the chickens. And I'm like, that's his job. I have seen a rooster take out a raccoon. It was not pleasant.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's their job. That's what their whole job is. They're there to be the protector of the flock. So if you can try to understand the nature of nature, right, it will help us to get back to the way, the natural order of things, I guess. I'm probably not saying that right, but I think you know what I mean.
Yeah, Anna put a comment in there for you too, Dirk.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to have, when it comes time, I'm going to have lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of questions.
Yes, but do a little research ahead of time so that when it comes time, you'll be more prepared to know what you want,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll know how to start looking for what it is that you want. Because availability for us in our area with all the different Amish farms that do everything, we have availability of a lot of things in my area. You may not have as good of an availability in the area that you're going to be in, right? So
well,
those are things to think about.
We do have some Amish people that live just outside of Sault Ste. Marie, so.
Bonnie.
Go, Bonnie! Ah, that was great.
I say, son.
Oh my goodness!
I'll be right back.
Is there enough for two in there? Okay. Oh my goodness, that was great.
Now here gets my granddaughter. What's going on?
Yeah, fox in the hen house.
She's supposed to be sleeping.
Oh
Woke
my
her up.
goodness! Yep. Anna, I didn't know that. That's really good information. Anna was saying when the eggs are broken in the hen house, look and see if any have yolk on their faces. And if there is one, it could be the culprit eating the eggs. You clip the top of its beak back a bit.
Yep, you go in the hen house and you look around and say, the yolk's on you.
That's what they mean by yolks on your face or something. Yolk on your face.
Yeah. You're wearing your guilt all over your chin.
You want to say hi?
Hi, Atia.
Hello.
Say hi. They're saying hi to you. Okay.
All she can see is bubbles moving on the screen, probably.
What's her favorite song, or what's her favorite movie right now?
Oh my goodness. Right now it's anything with unicorns.
Okay. My Little Pony is good for unicorns.
Oh,
Pegasus
yeah.
and alicorns, which is
My Little Pony.
What's your favorite movie, honey?
Can you tell them what your favorite movie is? Is it Barbie or
I don't know any songs from
Unicorn?
that.
It's Unicorn.
They're cool.
I don't know any
I think
songs
we
from
need
that
to hear
one.
Grandma sing. What do you think?
Oh yes, Grandma, you should totally lullaby her.
We'll sing her a song.
Love you,
Everybody
baby.
ready? Puff the magic dragon is riding the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist
land called Honolulu.
Okay,
Have you heard that song?
Wow, Pappy, you just made me think of some stuff.
She ran away.
Dragon.
Chased him
yeah.
right off,
Yes, she
didn't
did.
we?
My little runaway, run
She's just back
away.
and forth.
She's got stuff to do before she goes to bed. She's got things to do.
Come on up, Shane. Say hello online. Up here.
Hi,
Hey,
Shane.
All right,
Shane,
I got a
go
dream.
ahead.
I got a song for y'all. I bet you don't recognize this one. As a matter of fact, I know you don't. Ready?
Try.
I had a dream the other day about some clear water, beautiful water, skies were tumbling down all around. I still saw clear water, beautiful water, traveling down the road on a journey, going who knows where. Meow, you like that song?
Hello, Victor. Sorry, I didn't see you till now.
Yo, Vic.
Nope, I didn't know that song.
Me
What
either.
song do you know? What song do you know? Do you sing a song at school?
Mommy did.
10 little monkeys jumping on the bed.
Yes, I played that.
Yep, you play that.
Played
Ten
that.
little monkeys jumping on a bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Mama called the doctor, and the doctor said, "No more
No
monkeys
more.
jumping on the bed."
My little monkey.
Hey, hey, we're the monkeys.
You know we like monkeying around.
That.
Howdy, Shane.
Shane can sing
Tired.
pretty.
Yeah. Played that.
Shane, you've got to start taking naps.
I just said that.
Yes. We take naps too.
I had to today. She woke me up at 7 o'clock this morning.
Yeah. Since I took it, it makes me worse.
Well,
My,
Oh, he says he did have a nap.
I need go be
then you don't want me to tell you.
Can you feel the love tonight? Where did Robert go?
He's somewhere in that chat.
Big brother, where did you go?
He might be putting the chickens up.
Oh, yeah. Robert's got chickens, too.
See, I thought
Go ahead.
Who's not?
that they would be in chat asking the questions like the other night when he said, what's her measurements? I don't know who he's talking about, but
Well, you may have to explain to the chat that they have to participate for your game to work.
oh, that's cute, Pappy.
Oh, my goodness. That's adorable.
Christmas, I was taking a bath.
Oh, it's Saturday night.
Oh, Saturday night. Sorry. I don't even know if that's the same song.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Just a splishing and a splashing.
Moving in and
Red
moving.
Who knew there was a party going on?
we need Alan over here. You know, it's funny how Big Hair Friday, we can pop them out like crazy, but now we're on the spot and it's like,
Oh, Victor wants to know if he can buy a vowel. Oh, sorry. I'm loud.
maybe you should
It'll be all right.
Come
put some
Monday.
words up there.
Feeling just fine.
What would you call that?
What do you mean? What would you call what? A one-eyed flying purple people eater.
Oh, you mean that one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple people eater?
There it is. There it is.
Never heard of it.
Mm. One-eyed, flying purple people. I don't remember any words other than that. Isn't that horrible?
No. I'm lucky if I can remember 3 lines of a song these days.
I know what to call it. You ready? Woolly bully, woolly bully, a woolly bully, a woolly bully, a woolly bully.
Watch it now.
That's right.
Wow.
I don't know. These singing things always gets me going to watching that one movie. And it's Cheech and Chong, Up in Smoke.
Yep.
Yep. And he's up there.
He's not here, man.
No, the one where he's up there, he's got the Mickey Mouse eyes, and he's got the tutu on, and he got the guitar, and he says, "My mama told me not to wear the pantyhose." He said, "Why you wearing your sister's clothes?" Do 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 do.
Do.
Or they're in there jamming in the kitchen, and they're singing, and he's. He says, "That's a one-eyed." That's a one-eyed snake. The guy says, "Is that the right words?" My scrotum. My scrotum.
Yep.
He says, "Man, they're talking about
smoke.
Santa Claus. Hey, Santa Claus, man. I know the dude, man. I saw him down in the corner. I went down and was jammed out with him, man. He didn't know any songs."
Yeah, that was a good movie. Just watched it like a couple months ago.
Those are the type of movies I can watch over and over again because they're just silliness, you know.
Yeah.
Hey,
They had a
RV Park.
great time doing it too. I've watched many of interviews with them, and they had more fun doing it. You know, even though they are a bunch of stoners, but
Yeah.
even not Cheech, but Tommy.
Chong.
There was a interview he did with a young kid just a couple of years ago, and I guess Cheech actually gave a lot of his stuff, just left it. And Tommy took it, and he's got it on as like not props, but some of them were props, and some of them were T-shirts that they had done up, and Cheech didn't want them. He was leaving them at the studio, and Tommy took them, and he's got them hung up on his wall. He's got certain guitars that Cheech had that he took just because of the fact that it was part of the whole thing that they did together throughout the years, all the movies they've done, and it was pretty neat. It was just,
He's got like
there's another good one too. Born in East LA, I was born in East LA.
Yep.
Wish I knew more than that.
Well, if you take a look at a lot of those comedy shows, there was a lot of good original music to come out of some of those. I mean, look at the Blues Brothers.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
that was a good movie too. Yes.
I mean, they had the talent, School of Rock with Jack Black,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, he's actually quite a talented musician.
Yeah.
A lot of people, it finally came out, but at the time, a lot of people didn't even realize that. Well, I don't know what his name is now, but Prince, and even as well Michael Jackson, how many instruments they could play.
Mm-hmm.
They were very talented people.
Yeah.
Or artists. Especially
Most artists only play one instrument, but they could play hundreds or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, won't you play? Nope, that's not it.
Well, you know.
Night, Shane.
Night, Shane. See you around the block.
Okay, good night, Shane. Well, you know, I like my
Night,
drum, you know, and I play the drum and, you know, primarily Native American stuff, you know. So, and what's nice about that is you beat on the drum real loud and you can scream real loud and people seem to like it, you know. So,
Yeah.
That's true. Oh, I heard the Chippewa woman's bear song today. It was
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
yeah, Magua the bear.
Actually, my dad got there for almost a whole summer. My dad would let me play one of his 45s, and I don't know her name, but the song was "Ring My Bell."
Mm-hmm.
Ring my bell.
Oh yeah,
Night
that
after night after
Ring
night.
my bell.
you know, now that you said you don't know her name, I'm trying to remember it, and I can't remember it, which means that probably sometime about Tuesday it'll come to me.
Aretha?
Oh, yeah.
I can.
Was it Aretha Franklin?
No,
No.
it was one of those disco era songs.
You know who I always loved was Nat Cole. I love her voice. Oh,
Oh, Natalie.
oh yes. Oh, just loved her voice.
Was it Anita Ward?
Who?
Anita Ward.
Anita
I typed
Ward.
in "ring your bell" or "ring my bell" and it came up
I think
Anita
it's in
Ward.
1970s. I think it would be.
I can cheat.
Maybe.
I can open up another tab.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, and let's see. I'm going to type in here, ring my bell. Let's see what comes up.
Yeah, I did that in 70s.
You're gonna get a whole bunch of doorbell ads now. Just letting you know.
I need them.
That's what I'm seeing. Anita Ward.
Awesome.
Is it Anita Wood?
Ward.
Yeah, I don't know who she is, but must have been like a one-hit wonder or something.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
And then she took
Well,
off
it's
out of the spotlight. She didn't want to
Yeah.
get involved.
Where
Made her a quick buck.
are you? I'm sitting on the moon.
This is Bonnie's party. So what should be her theme song? Anita
Walk
Ward,
like
ring
an
my bell.
It's my party.
And I cry if I want to.
That's it. It's my party and I'll
Do what I want
Laugh
to.
if I want to.
You would laugh too if it happened to you. Oh, I know what Bonnie's song should be. You guys ready?
What's
Do
that?
you want to build a snowman? I'm being a stinker. I'm just being a stinker.
That's okay. Today she was being a mess, and I'm all singing, "Let it go, let it go."
That's a great. That's being a good grandma right there.
Reach for the.
Let it go. What else can you say?
Turn your camera on so we can
Garfield.
see the little girl and she can see us and we can wave at her.
Oh, Laura would kill me. Garbia is Barbie. And we don't know a Barbie. Wait. Yes, there is a Barbie song because my son sang it at karaoke.
I still don't know it.
I'm going to find it.
In a
In
Barbie
a
world.
that's it.
I'm fantastic. Cause I'm plastic.
And but see, she doesn't need to be listening to the rest of those lyrics because it does not. No.
Is it bad?
It might be in Toy Story, but it's not exactly age appropriate.
Yeah. I don't even want to say it. She's right there.
How did you do that?
Yeah.
Really?
Who? You?
She just found it. She's just like she's tapping on it. I guess it showed a Barbie and okay, you're getting too good with the cell phones. That's
And I said walk like an Egyptian.
no, we're not going to Disney either.
Here you go.
Okay.
Here's the song for the little one.
Wait,
Hot dog. Hot dog. Hot dog, hot dog, hot diggity dog.
Yeah, Mickey Mouse Club.
Good.
I know.
You need to go to bed.
Totally not even tired, Grandma.
I have another 24 hours left in me. Later.
Okay, look. Kid songs from the 90s. What do we got?
Kid songs from the 90s? Is that what you said?
Yeah. I don't know why that came in.
Let's see. Pardon me. What's that one from Little Mermaid?
Ariel.
Under the sea.
Oh.
Under the sea.
It's always better under the
down
weather.
where it's wetter.
Yeah, down where it's wetter.
Take it from me. Up on the shore, they work all day. Out in the sun, they slave away.
What's my water? You want some?
Mommy,
Yes, I do remember that name. Also, like
Okay,
the other
Mom.
one, you can call me Al.
Yeah, I like that one.
Deo.
Deo.
Daylight come and me one go home.
Deo.
Daylight come and me one go home.
I like that when they played that in Beetlejuice.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
you're right.
Yes.
Mr. Tallyman telling me banana.
Daylight coming, we want gold.
Oh, I'll be right back.
Tallyman, telling me banana.
I can't even see the original version in my head anymore. I can only see the Beetlejuice version.
One banana, two banana, three banana, four.
I think
Daylight
collectively,
come
we can get all the verses, we can't just get them in the right order.
right?
This is true. Get your lyrics.
Oh yeah, I'm terrible about singing songs out of order. Oh, magic dragons.
So Bonnie, what's that? One of your granddaughters there with you?
I think she stepped away a minute.
What's that?
I think she stepped away a minute.
Oh, okay.
The little one's her granddaughter.
Yeah, I thought I heard them playing with Barbie doll or something. So,
Yeah.
well, we're going to have to give her a nickname then if she's in the group.
Okay.
What do you think?
Okay.
Got to answer in a song lyric.
Oh, I gotta come up with a good one. You, my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha la 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 dee da la la la
She's
la
got brown eyes. It'll be appropriate.
She does.
I think she does.
She does? Oh, okay. So she got there. That's a little brown-eyed girl. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to date myself. Okay. Mainly because nobody else will go out with me. But anyways, here's the one that I sung to my wife tonight while she was sitting in there. Pretty little angel eyes. Pretty little angel eyes. Pretty little angel, pretty little angel, pretty little angel eyes. So that's the little nickname I got for your granddaughter, Bonnie.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
That was
Yep,
cool.
I've been trying to think of one for her because Laura was sunshine. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. And Shannon was the rose. Medler, the rose.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I love that song.
See, I sing Brown Eyed Girl to Raina, so
Yep.
she got really mad when I tell her she was my sunshine. I don't know why.
God, yeah, that's a.
That was like a touchy subject with her for some reason, even when she was real little.
Wow.
Huh.
Could be a little white dove too. On the wings of a snow white dove, deep in your pure sweet love, a sign from above, on the wings of a dove.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yep.
That's probably an old Hank Snow song from back in the late 50s or early 60s, maybe.
Yeah, that was a good song.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, darling. Nice to see you.
It's been a long time.
There you go.
Hello, baby. Chantilly lace and a ponytail.
Oh yeah. Tilly lace, a pretty face, ponytail hanging down. I got a wiggle and a walk and a giggle and a talk. Makes the world go round, round, round. Such a classic.
Well, see, you remember a heck of a lot more of that than I do. I told you. The rest
Well,
of
my
except for the lead in, the rest of the song got pushed out my ear when I remembered a new song coming in.
my dad was really great at having like cases and cases of cassette tapes that I loved to go through, and like I don't know, I grew up on that stuff. That was when I'd meet somebody at school and find out that their mom's name was Rhonda, I'd do Help Me Rhonda, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, my brain is like an old song. I'm in pieces, bits and pieces.
How it rolls, too.
Oh, Anna's just a singing away in the chat over there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Werewolves of London.
So do you think the queen's gonna die soon?
Ask me if I think how much it matters.
I don't care either.
In my dimension, she's dead already.
Mine too. But the world doesn't know that yet. So
Right, exactly. That's a whole other dimension.
There's a whole lot of stuff the world doesn't know yet, but they'll
That'd be
wake up
alright.
eventually.
yeah. Let's
We'll
hope
see.
so.
We will see.
You can't
Oh,
drag
I
people
love that
kicking
one,
and
Anna.
screaming with you. That's one thing.
Milan, darling, Milan.
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
Hey, there's a good one.
That's all I
Don't
know.
mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me. I love that song. I've always liked
Until you
songs about
started
rain.
singing it, I couldn't remember. But as you were singing it, I could remember. Thank you.
I love when that happens, don't you? It's like, oh, see, now I remember it. I got it now. Yeah. Oh, that was a great job you did.
Yeah. Oh, now she's doing tie a yellow ribbon.
Tie a yellow ribbon round that old oak tree.
Tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree where I used to. Oh, I can't say that.
Captain and Tennille.
I got to remember we got a mixed audience.
Isn't it if you still want me? I think I got her in bed to stay there.
Oh, wow.
She's not in here.
Awesome.
We'll sing her lullabies to sleep. In the garden of Eden, honey.
In a garden of Eden, baby. That's all I remember of that one, too.
That's all they remember of it too. When they recorded it, they were high as a skunk. It's supposed to be named In the Garden of Eden. They couldn't pronounce it, so they recorded it like that.
In a garden of Eden, baby. Oh, my goodness. That's so funny.
Yep.
Oh, now she's going, no, not Muskrat Love. Ah!
Anna, you was
Okay,
in
I can't
all
even
those
do that.
mellow songs. Knock 3 times if we want, and on the panel.
Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang, bang.
Not 3 times on the ceiling if you want me.
Twice on the pipes. If the answer is no. Okay, quick, who sung it?
Oh, heck, I don't know that.
Starts with a T, and it ain't Mr. T.
Tennille.
No.
Okay, I was
That was,
guessing.
that was when it made love to the muskrats.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Tony
I don't know.
from Florida. Tony Orlando.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
there you go.
Oh, yeah, Tony from
Yeah, I'm
Florida.
not so much good with the names.
Tony Orlando
I'm
and
not
his
either.
backup singer's called Dawn. I used to watch their variety show.
Yep.
Yep. I did too.
Always just a gigolo. Life goes on without me.
Okay, here's a trivia question for you. Which variety show pair sang this song? Well, I'm a little bit country. I'm a little bit rock and roll.
Donnie and Marie.
Donnie and Marie.
Yeah.
That-
There you go.
I didn't know that one.
All right.
Yeah. Yes, I had a crush on Donnie. Watched him even
Oh, Bernie.
then.
Oh, sorry, Anna. Anna said she got the dogs out. I thought she was saying "Let the dogs out," the song.
Who
Who
let the
let the
dogs
dogs
out?
Oh boy.
Who sang Tiny Bubbles in the wine?
Did you say
Make
Tiny
me
Bubbles?
happy, make me feel fine. Tiny
I know that
bubbles
guy.
make me
So do
warm
I.
all over.
My stepdad had that record,
Yeah,
and it was actually the album name Tiny Bubbles.
yeah. And the singer, he was he was a contemporary of the 40s and the 50s and stuff. Did a lot of Las Vegas performing.
Yeah.
He used to be one of the Rat Pack. He run around with
Sammy
Jerry
Davis.
Lewis and Frank Sinatra, and
Uh-huh.
he always had a
Dean.
drink in his
Dean Martin.
Dean Martin.
Yeah,
Dean
drink in
Martin.
his hand and a cigarette in his, right there too.
Weren't they called the Rat Pack or something?
Yeah,
Yep.
that was the four guys. They go around, they partied every place together.
Yep.
The Rat Pack, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, and even
Sammy Davis Jr.
Sammy Davis Jr. was in it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and
Remember Liberace? Oh,
What did you say
I
about
think
Liberace?
Liberace was. I said,
Oh.
remember Liberace? I think he was the first weird one that came out.
Yep. I think he was the first gay person that came out. Yes.
He flaunted it too.
What was he? Was he a singer or an actor or something?
The
Piano
singer.
player.
Piano. Yeah.
Singer, piano player. Yeah. He was out doing all this stuff at the same time that there was another orchestra leader that would always go a one and a two and a and
1,
little
2,
bubbles
3.
fly around. Remember that?
Yes.
Which show
Who
was
was
that?
that?
I just lost the name. What's that? Lawrence Welk. My wife got it.
Yes.
Lawrence Welk.
There you go. Ah,
Boy, oh boy.
Trivia night tonight. Well, this is like an exercise in memory.
Definitely.
yes. Pappy, do you remember the movie Harvey?
Not when it's naming musicians. You know I don't know none of their names.
Same here.
No, I don't remember that
I don't
movie.
care
Bonnie.
who sang it. I just want them to sing it.
What? What?
Harvey had James Stewart, and he was friends with a huge rabbit.
Well, that sounds like a
I
personal
love
issue.
it.
That was Jerry Lewis.
It was so good, though.
Yeah, the movie Harvey.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken, that's Jerry Lewis.
Mm,
And
don't
no,
think
Jerry.
so.
I can't remember Harvey. Yeah.
I'm looking it up
There you go.
because I'm pretty sure it was James Stewart.
Moon River.
Probably correct. James. Yeah.
James Stewart.
Full of alligators.
You already found it?
I usually make up my own words to songs if I don't know them. So they can be pretty hilarious.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
That's what I do.
I always thought so.
Oh, I didn't know he
We
was
didn't- we didn't
drunk.
know,
His
you know,
voice.
the lyrics didn't start coming out until what, the 1970s? 75, 77 or something. So
What's
we
that,
didn't
the
have the
lyrics?
damn lyrics. So we'd hear the song and we'd make up our own words that
Oh,
we
yeah.
thought we heard.
Oh yeah, I mean it's like nobody knew the song, knew the words to Louie Louie.
No.
The wheel of what? Oh, baby.
Say
Who
they
knows,
gotta
right?
go. Mm-mm. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know. Excuse me.
Here you go. You guys want to hear an oldie? You guys said none of you knew this song, but I'm gonna sing you a line from it. Okay,
Sure.
it's from the '70s. Oh, Heather, honey, warm as the sunshine. Oh, Heather, honey, your love is so fine. That's the song I was named after.
Oh, wow.
Don't know it.
I've been here, I've been there, I've been around. Loving you is so easy to do. Something, something, something.
I
It's like I
hated
lose
this.
the end of every verse.
I hated the song with my name in it.
Yeah.
What song was that, Bonnie? My Bonnie
Lies over
lies
the
over
ocean.
the ocean. My
Yeah.
Bonnie
My
lies
Bonnie
over
lies over the sea.
Thanks, y'all. And
my cousin, my cousin's name was
my
Bonnie, and I used to bug her when we
really.
were kids about that song.
It was about a long lost love over a long distance. It was
Well, my
beautiful.
brothers would say I was so fat I could lay over the sea.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
frig. They were rude.
Brothers are, well, they're just that.
Yes.
I never had sisters, so I can't even make that comparison. I imagine they're probably not nice sometimes too.
Yeah, and Pappy was talking about that song earlier.
Yeah. In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. Yeah, because Jim Morrison was actually part of that band, Iron Butterfly, back in the day. It's funny how a lot of
I like
artists
Jim
band to
Morrison.
band to band, you know?
This is
Jim
the
Morrison.
end, beautiful friend, the end of all that's left, the end.
Hello, I love you. Won't you tell me your name?
Hello, I love you, won't you jump in my game? The Doors.
Oh, you remember that name?
Hey, well, at that point in my life, I dated a musician who knew all the musician names. So there's some stuff I picked up naturally. Free concert passes was one.
That would have been cool.
It totally was because I was a teenager.
Wow.
Teenage Wasteland.
There we go. That's another one.
Oh, Elijah was a wood Indian standing by the door. And he
I
fell
was wondering if
an
you knew it.
Indian maid over at the antique store. Elijah, yo. Well, he stood there and never let it show. Because she could
I love
never
it.
answer yes or no.
No,
I
no,
remember that.
no.
Wasn't there a
I
song
remember
about?
the Elijah part.
Weddiness.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, they did. A little later
Jeremiah
on, they came out.
was a
That used to be the fad.
bullfrog.
Somebody would
Was
come
a
up with a
good
song,
friend
and
of
then somebody would
mine.
come up with an answer to that song. That was a fad for a while. You know, like down in the West Texas town of El Paso. Okay, well he did an answering song to that. You know, boy, he was a good singer.
Oh, I can just hear the what instrument was that? It's not a guitar. What is that? That was that a banjo?
No, I don't think he had a banjo in that one.
Man, I can hear it. I can.
You're gonna see. There's gonna be some songs you're gonna want to search later on just to listen to them again. What was the
Moon
girl's name
Shadow?
that he fell in love with that he got shot over?
Do what?
I love those
That-
songs. Yes.
That cowboy that rode into that town in El Paso, he was wild as the Texas wind, and he was crazy over the girl at the saloon. What was her name?
Rosetta. I don't know.
Rosetta. No.
On
Sue
Started
Ellen.
with an F.
Started with
Frankie.
an F.
Felina.
Felina. I was gonna say Ferdinanda.
With the gringo, you're in trouble plenty. Her big boyfriend that she had.
Bye, bye, Miss American Pie.
Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye.
Okay, Moon Shadow. Moon Shadow.
Boy, Anna's coming up with all the suggestions over here.
10 years we were on our own. Moss grows fat on a
He's got
rolling
a big
stone.
book of earworms. Songs to cause
I
earworms.
love Don McLean. I like his song about Vincent Van Gogh. I like his song about Starry Night.
Drove the Chevy to the levee, but the love was dry.
And good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye.
Singing, this will be the day that I die.
This'll be the
This
day.
will be the day that I die.
Yeah, when you drink enough whiskey
Singing.
and rye, and then you'll.
I'm by Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Dang, ran out of air. Gotta quit smoking.
Oh yeah, you smoke too much and you drink too much, and then
You talk too much, you
Hey,
worry me to death.
You're
You
playing my
talk
record
too much,
backwards.
you even worry
Stop.
my pets. You just talk. Oh, you talk too much. Do you guys remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
no.
No.
You talk about people that you don't know.
you
Talk
young kid.
about people wherever you go.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie.
That's amore. You know, that taught everybody in the world how to think that they knew how to speak Italian.
I know how to eat Italian.
Yeah, that I got down pat.
I learned that in Lady and the Tramp.
That's right.
You know,
I'll tell you,
you
snag
nudge
'em.
the meatball with your nose towards the one you love, and
That's
then you
right.
suck her spaghetti at the same time.
Love the one you're
Hey,
with.
that's amore.
7 Spanish Angels. I love this.
Oh, that song
Holy
makes me
even
cry.
Crickets.
Corlin made homemade chicken soup, and he's not sharing. That's why he's not on panel.
Okay.
Oh, no wonder he's not.
That's right.
It's a
Robert,
good
drink
love
it-
song.
Drink it down fast and bring it up here and show us your soup strainer under your nose. There'll be chicken soup in it.
7 Spanish angels.
She would die for her man.
Heavenly stars are in your eyes. It's
Twilight time.
Under the boardwalk. Down,
Down
by
by
the
the sea.
I wanna blanket with my baby. Is where I'll be. Good night, y'all.
What?
But
Don't leave us on that.
I see you standing up
beautiful.
over there. I'm going to grab the blanket. I'm talking to my wife.
There you go. I suppose that's
The
understandable.
closest blanket's a dog blanket. I said, okay.
Uh-oh.
Oh, under the
Under
boardwalk.
the boardwalk.
I'm
Sitting
having
on
fun.
the dock of the bay,
Watching the tide roll. No, it's sitting on the dock of the bay.
Wham bam baloo bam.
There she goes. Oh, there she goes. Boogity, boogity. There she goes. Boogity, boogity. Still wearing her clothes. Don't look, Ethel. Too
but
late.
it was too late.
And along came John. Along came John. Slow talking John.
Hmm.
Well, I'm trying to. We'll be right back after these messages. We'll be right back.
Figured Heather would know Tanya Tucker songs. Double
You'd have to give
Dawn.
me names of them, but I think I do. But you'd have to give me names. Give me a second.
Come on, Dorinda. Give us your best.
I can't think of any. I'd have to look it up. Hang on.
Hey, Mo. I tried to think, but nothing happened.
Whiskey for my men, beef for my horses. I don't know why I'm coming up with all these country songs because I don't listen to country.
Oh, Ahab the Arab. That's from
She
Anna.
had bells in her fingers and rings in her nose.
I found one for shame.
Of the burning sand. I always get that mixed up with the other one. If you don't give me the deed to your ranch, I'm going to tie you to the track.
What?
That's
I know. That's fine. Oh.
Somebody's taking you away.
Put your head on my shoulder. Whisper in my ear, baby. I do that to my wife, and she says, "You had garlic again?"
I saw a recipe the other day on, I don't know, YouTube, whatever. And it was, I don't know, 4 or 5 cloves of garlic in butter, and you saute it up. And then you cook your pasta like long spaghetti. And you throw that in with the garlic and the butter. And then you add Parmesan cheese to it. Oh my God, that sounds so good.
Oh yeah, that is. Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, I gotta try that.
My big kick, and Walmart sells my favorite brand. They have a jar of olives. I think they're called machetta or something like that. It's like $6 for this jar of olives, but they're those giant queen olives, and they're stuffed with a garlic clove.
Mm.
Every time I go shopping, I buy those, and I'll eat 4 or 5 of those a day. They're so good.
They're good for you.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I take garlic pills every morning too. You know, so
Oh, you're healthy.
well, I hope so. Well, at least some parts of me are, I guess. Maybe the parts of me that don't eat garlic aren't healthy. I've
Jeff
been
and
putting it
Heather's
the
down.
wrong end,
But
darn
if
it.
you, Pappy, if you have some dandelion root
Yeah.
anywhere, okay, make it into a tea and drink it
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah. I don't have many dandelions out in my yard. I used to have a lot, and I don't use pesticides or anything, but they've moved on to somebody else's yard. You can buy the dandelion root dried online to make the tea.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't know. I dig the damn things up in my yard.
Yeah. Yeah. I let whatever grows in my yard grow because there's so many medicinal things that grow that other people call weeds.
Yep.
The dandelion, the plantain, even the stinging nettles. They're all medicinal. They have that use, but they come and go. They depending upon cycles. And, for example, this
Yes.
year I didn't have hardly any mullein plants, but last year I had mullein plants that were over 8 foot tall. So maybe next year they'll come back again. Maybe they're biennial or something. Yeah. So
Operator.
Is that something that you can like store?
oh yeah. A lot of it you can dehydrate or dry, and store, freeze it, put it in those food saver shrink wrap it,
Yes.
and then just take it out and use what you need to make up your teas or whatever. Dandelion root can be toasted also and used as a coffee substitute.
Oh, wow.
I heard about
But that helps with cancers and stuff, the dandelion root.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the ingredients of the ESIAC formula that was developed by that Canadian nurse way back in the beginning of the 20th century. She got that recipe, as a matter of fact, from one of the Ojibwe women.
Yep.
And they used that for treating cancer. That was in it, burdock root and a couple of other plants. I can't think right off the top of my head. You can buy that. You can still buy that today. That formula, the ESIAC formula. There's a lot of things that have those types of properties, but like anything else, it has to be done in moderation. Only used for a certain period of time, and then you have to stop and allow your body to recuperate or whatever. The natural products are usually generally more gentle and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean they're not without side effects.
Mhm.
True. I saw a lady, she just took the dandelion flowers and chunked them on the top of her salad and
Oh yeah, they're edible.
Mhm.
Yeah,
eating
you
them
can
like
take
crazy.
the dandelion buds before they open up and saute them with
Mhm.
garlic and butter. Oh, they're great. But the dandelion leaves, when they first come up in the springtime, before the plant sets flower, you can pick them, you can eat them green, or you can cook them like spinach. That used to be our spring tonic thing every year when I grew up. My mom would have us go out and pick up like a bushel of dandelion leaves. And the thing, of course, when you cook them, they cook right down just like spinach does.
Yeah.
And then she would
That's
bring them out
neat.
and put a dollop of butter on them, salt and pepper, with just a little bit of cider vinegar. That was our spring tonic.
Yummy.
Dorinda, you still thinking of a song?
I looked it up and I didn't recognize any of them, so I just went, I don't know. I don't know what they are. I don't have a clue.
Ahab, the Arab, sheik of the burning sand. That's about as much as I remember that one. And I remember the one about the guy chasing the goat, but I don't remember how it goes. It's like a vague long time ago.
I've never even heard of that one before.
Long time ago, and I can still remember how that music used to play.
All right. Well, let's see if I can get anything to come out of this old memory here. Let's see. Johnny Horton keeps popping up. Well, in 1814, we took a little trip.
Down the Mississippi to the. Oh wait, that's the same one though, right?
Yep, it
They
is.
talk about the war.
Yeah, the war.
Yes.
I love
War of
that song.
1812. Yeah.
I can still see my brother's bunk beds when I hear that song.
Yeah. They were fighting the British in the town of New Orleans. Well, we fired our guns and the British started running.
Coming. Yeah, they're
Fired
not quite as many as it was a while ago. Fired our
Fired
guns
one
and they
more and
began
they took the running down the Mississippi to the Gulf of
to
Mexico.
go for Mexico.
Well, they ran through the briars and they ran through the brambles and they ran so fast.
Devil couldn't catch them.
Yep. Okay, so let's cut that song out of my head now. Let's see if I can find another one. Gotta shake my head some more.
Don't shake it too much, you'll get whiplash.
Whip it good. Do 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 do.
I'm thinking, where has my
I remember that one.
Me
Where, oh, where are you tonight? Why did you leave me here all alone? I searched the world over and thought I found true love, but you found another and was gone.
Yo.
Yeehaw. Wasn't that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, what's for supper?
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah.
Where's my baby gone?
Watching the grandma. Yeah.
Little old lady from Pasadena.
Owen Moet, Owen Moet, Owen Moet, Owen Moet, Owen Moet.
In the jungle, the mighty jungle.
The
Lions
lions
at night.
sleeps tonight.
Oh, Don, go away, I'm no good for you. Who sang that?
No idea.
Well, they sang it all 4 of the seasons.
Oh, the four seasons?
The 4 seasons, yeah.
Mamas, don't let your babies grow
Grow
up
up
to
to be
be
cowboys.
Don't let them play guitar
He's
and
in that.
ride in old trucks. Let them be doctors and lawyers and such.
See,
We
there it
don't
all went.
smoke marijuana in Muskogee. We don't take our trips on LSD. We don't burn our draft cars down on Main Street. But we like living right and being free. And I'm proud to be an Okie from Muskogee or Beaver or any of the other towns in Oklahoma. Shane's from Beaver, Oklahoma.
But he lives right up the road from me. Willie.
Name a Tanya Tucker song.
Be my baby. I'm dating my own way back there. Okay, who's singing? I ain't a nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time.
Elvis Presley.
Elvis Presley, yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of his.
I wasn't too much either.
And I mean, the man was dead when I was a baby. So I never understood people my age and younger being like all goo goo gaga. Well, I never understood that anyway about like rock stars and stuff. I just didn't get it.
Yeah. Well, I grew
Yeah, I
up. I
didn't.
mean, that's not all we had was country and western in our house all the time, you know. So, of course, when I got into
Yeah.
my teen years and stuff and started listening to AM radio and stuff, it was all rock and roll. But you know,
Just take those old records off the shelf. I'll sit and listen to them by myself. Today's music ain't got the same soul. I like that old time rock and roll.
there's something happening here, but what it is ain't exactly clear.
It's
That was a
time to
protest
stop.
song.
Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.
Buffalo Springfield.
What was the one I was thinking of today? I was like, what is the world like now? And then there was a song that went with it.
What the world
Dadgummit.
needs now.
It
Love,
wasn't.
sweet love.
It's the only thing that there's just too little of.
Yo.
That's true. I don't
That's
know
a-
that one, Rob.
Well, let's see. Just south of you there, Heather and Jeff. I don't know if it's clear there tonight or not.
Nope.
But
No.
if you peek out the window to the south, you might be able to see Blue Moon of Kentucky, keep on shining.
Shining.
We'll have to walk to the top of the hill first.
There's actually a lunar eclipse starting tonight, or well, around 2 a.m. this morning. But we have so much cloud cover from
Not gonna
the
see it.
storms that we're not going to be able to watch it,
Yeah.
which really stinks.
I hope I'm not awake at 2.
Long-haired, freaky people
You
needing out a fly.
leave me
Okay.
standing in the rain.
How many
Funky.
songs are that have the word blue in it?
Oh man, I'm blue, da boo dee da boo da. That's our
Blue
daughter's.
suede shoes.
Probably a lot. I mean,
Or
I would think.
blue velvet.
Yep.
Yep.
Am I blue? Something like
Wow.
that.
Yeah.
Blue over you.
Go on YouTube and type in songs with blue in it.
Yeah. Blue Bayou.
Yeah, Blue Bayou. Wow.
That's a good song. Oh, lots of blues songs out there. It's got blue in it.
Blue suede
Yep.
shoes. Blue eyes crying in the rain.
Yep. I forgot about that one.
No, you're supposed to sing it now. You're cheating.
Hey,
You're doing
I'm looking it up.
Blue eyes crying in the rain without a love of my own. Na, 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 na.
That's not the one I know. That's a Willie too, right?
You know, you can scratch your head. You know, it's like a trivia thing. Okay, we tapped out the blue. You know, so now you have to go over to what's another color. You know, yellow. We already hit on that. We hit the yellow ribbon. Okay.
Okay,
We hit
baby.
green.
Lady in red.
There you go. 99 red wine.
99 red balloons.
Red wine.
Yep.
Yellow submarine. There's another yellow for you.
Yeah, I had green bring grass a home. Let's see.
I see the train a coming down the line.
Hey, wasn't there one about
Or no, that was a different
Nights in
song.
White Satin?
Yep.
There you go.
Moody
Wait,
Blues.
Oh, Long Black Train.
That was
Connie, you're
Nights in
singing.
White Satin was mine and Eric's song at our wedding.
In the rain.
And he's sitting by a campfire.
That's Willie. Blue eyes crying in the rain.
Is there two Willies up here?
There's only two Willies when he goes to the bathroom. One standing and
Oh, that was great, Pappy.
You know, he's still singing with his, I think it's his grandson.
Yeah. He had a commercial the
Well,
other
his
day
son,
about
too.
taking the jab, too.
a few of his sons are recording now too.
Kind of blew my mind
I'll be
to
back
hear
in a
that out of
minute.
him.
Here you go, Heather.
I've been searching for so long.
And did I say he was meeting you here today? Take you to his mansion in the sky. Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Oh, I love that
You
song.
know,
What a great story.
you think?
Well, when I was a kid, it played a really good, cool movie in my head. It was about a lady who had lived a full life, who was going to meet Jesus. And in my head, that's what I thought when I was a kid. I don't know what it's actually about. I don't think I've listened to it as an adult. But
Might not want to.
when I was a kid, it made a great movie for me. I do like, what's that one about the whiskey? And it's the guy and the woman, and they didn't stop loving each other.
Um, he stopped loving her today.
He stopped loving her today. Baby,
Put a wreath on his chest,
yeah.
and they carried him away.
George
What a
Strait.
beautiful song. I know it's sad. It makes me cry, but that kind of love, right?
He stopped loving her today. Yep. That's long enduring love right there. Back when people could sing with emotion and put a lot more into a song, you know.
And it's no wonder I've spent my whole life looking for that. All the movies, all the songs.
Right. And none of them they
That's
all
it.
make it look so simple, but it's not. I mean, it is if you have two people in a chord, but even then, it's a partnership. You got to work together, right?
Well, it's like I was talking about the other night. You know, you don't need to have words. You know, you can have what are called vocables. You know, you can utilize the music as the carrier for the emotion that you're portraying. You know, and that's the difference between an artist and a performer. There's a big difference there. An artist is one that realizes the power of the spoken word or the power of the tones or the power with emotions attached to it. They're the ones that will get audiences so enthralled that it elicits the emotions in them. They're the ones that can make people start crying or lift their moods or whatever. And that's the whole power of the unity of that vibration, of that energy being sent out through those pathways versus the other use of it, of making noise. There's a big difference in the medicine of it too.
That is true.
Got out of the color purple. Purple rain.
Purple haze is in my head. Purple people eater.
I'm thinking Barney.
Yeah, coming up.
Barney.
Barney.
we had a
I
principal.
love you. You
Hey,
love
hey,
me.
hey, hey. Easy, easy, easy.
We had a principal that would wear this big purple sweater. And God, every one of the staff and students would all think of Barney. And she was a big fat lady.
Like you said, you love me.
And they would hum that when you went by. Uh-oh, Anna dropped the ball. She's not coming up with any more titles anymore. She must want to sleep.
Big black horse and a cherry tree.
That's a good song right there.
I love that song.
You're our Vanna
Yeah.
White here tonight. You're supposed to be turning the numbers, turning the letters. And the answer is
because it's the only song I know in Latin.
Feliz Navidad.
Have you ever listened to Celtic Woman?
Oh
Or-
yeah, are you kidding me? I have the entire like 5 set discs. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
Me
yeah.
too.
Have you ever
And,
listened to Almanac? Have you ever?
The
have you
Men
ever listened to
or
them?
Thunder, Blue Thunder, or something like that. Thunder. Have I ever what?
Listen, have you ever gone and looked up that Scottish pipe and drum band I was telling you about? Almanac. Almanac. Oh, they're awesome. Amazing.
When were you telling me?
About a
Over
month
on
ago.
our show about 4 or 5 days in a row, I think I was on about them. I got to go see them. Listen, I've always wanted to go to like a Renaissance festival or a Celtic festival. I've always really, really wanted to go to them, but I have social anxiety issues, right? So
Yes.
we were working
went
at the
to one.
Amish restaurant. Jeff and I were both working there, and we made some really good friends. And one of the younger fellas that worked there, and he was just a sweetheart. And we got to talking one night, and he liked that kind of stuff too. And I was like, oh man, the Renaissance Festival's coming to town, and I think it was in October that year. And
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
and I said, oh, you should go. And then I had gotten a coupon from the library lady. She gave me a coupon for like 50% off of a ticket.
Mhm.
So I gave it to him. I was like, well, somebody should get to go. And he was like, well, you can go. I'll take you. And I was like, no, really? I just couldn't believe it. So I go over to Jeff and I'm like, honey, John said he would take me to the Renaissance Festival. I was like, and then I looked at and then I decided not to go because we didn't really have any money put back for extra. And then I look at the scheduling of events, and guess what band was playing on that very weekend it was being discussed? Almanac.
What you just said.
Almanac. So I got to go, and I got to meet them all, and I got to watch them jam, and I got to go jam with them some more, and I got pictures with them, and they're really cool.
That's cool.
Well, their
Yeah,
stories,
we have one every year.
they tell their stories. The Scottish lore, but they do it in song. It's beautiful.
Yeah. We have one north of Houston in Montgomery or somewhere around there. And I got to go one time. It's like walking into a different world.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
I know. I love that song and his version, and I don't know why, because it's very dark. I saw somebody say that in the chat even yesterday.
Oh yeah.
It's funny how we keep talking about these songs and claim to be Christians, and I was like, I'm going to ignore that comment. I'm not even going to go there.
one doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the other.
Yeah.
Hi, babe. Excuse me just a minute.
We can blame it on the sun.
That's a good song. Yep. Oh, Ophelia, you've been on my mind since the flood. Oh, Ophelia.
Things are mellowing out over here. What's going on? I turn around and take a couple of cigarettes, and it's like it's almost closing time or something.
Closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Closing time.
Turn all of the lights off over every boy and every girl.
Yeah, Anna likes the difference between the versions of the Sounds of Silence from Art Garfunkel and the Pentatonics a cappella group, and then Disturbed's version. Each one of them carry a different energy with it if you listen to the three versions.
Yeah,
they
that's
do.
why I agree with her on that.
Yeah, I
They're
picked up on
completely,
that.
totally different, all three of them.
Yep. And that's and that tells you right there the difference in the tone, the difference in the emotion that's put in it, everything. They can change it,
Yep.
Yes.
It'd be real easy for
Words
them to
have
put it back
meaning
to
depending upon the
432
intent.
hertz.
There was one they just did. What did I do with it? I knew I saved it.
I
Simon
think I
Garfunkel.
remember that song. If you change your mind.
Yeah.
If you change. Oh yeah.
If you
If
change your mind.
I'm the first in line. Honey, can't you see? Take a chance on me. I will do my very best. Ain't no lie.
Put me to the test.
Something.
Yeah.
Take a
Oh,
chance
Mamma
on
Mia,
me.
Mamma Mia.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here we
we
go
got-
again. My.
We have both of them.
Can I resist ya?
I had to have them.
Oh, Raina loves those movies
And
too.
Raina loves Mamma Mia.
She
Loves it.
loves the musical.
Yeah, that's kind of a nice high energy, feel good song.
Yeah. Well, it's not just the
It's not
song,
the
the movie too.
Pentatonics.
Have you seen the movie yet, Pappy?
What's that?
Have you seen the movie Mamma Mia?
No, I haven't.
Oh my
You
goodness.
must watch.
It's really good.
They did a very good job, and
I've seen 1 and 2.
yeah, it's amazing. It really is. They did a lot of work. You can tell because what's his name? Can't sing at all.
Bronson.
Pierce
Bronson.
Bronson. He admittedly said he cannot sing,
Pierce.
but they had him do it in this movie in such a way.
Good.
It was very good.
The whole way they put it together, the performance with the
Everything
music,
with the music, yeah.
it was really beautiful.
It was, yeah.
I'll have to look it up sometime.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
worth
like
it.
musicals.
me too.
I
Yeah.
think that started with either Oklahoma or the Seven Brides and Seven Brothers.
Oh my gosh, I remember watching that in like 4th grade.
We got into theatrical because of our grandma. She was she was a teacher as well as theatrical within the town, and we had a theater, and
Little theater company.
she did Fiddle on the Roof, Cats,
My
all
mom
kinds
took
of
me to see
Annie.
Agatha Christie.
Yep. I used to have 3 boxes of the pamphlets from almost 15 years of her doing theatrical it was called the Little Theater of Tuscarawas County, and she was in so many of them. But anyhow, what was I going with that?
Your
Theatrical
influences,
itself, yeah, the influence behind it. My brother and I, of course, growing up, we were in it. You know, we were all around it, costumes, people, props. It was great. I got to do lighting most of the time. A lot of fun to
My
learn
mother
that.
did that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back. I don't want you to listen to the rhythm of the falling rain.
I love the falling rain.
So, yeah, we getting like watching Mamma Mia for me is, yeah, it's wow. And I'm glad Raina really picked up on it because theatrical, being in it and then seeing actual just regular movies, knowing what they put into movies is pretty much the same, but watching it live, completely different than watching a movie.
Well, and seeing music
and
performed by the
being, live
main
performing,
characters,
it's just really cool.
It's an experience most kids
Right.
don't really have nowadays, and I
Yep.
think it's really important that they have that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Oh gosh, my 2 younger daughters, they played Sound of Music over and over and over and over.
Oh,
That movie was wore out.
Me, it was The Lion King.
we have that on hard drive. And the Lion King, yeah, we have that one too. But yeah, Sound of Music. I love the Sound of Music.
In Easter weekend, they got it for Easter, but they got it on Friday instead of Easter Sunday. We watched that movie over and over and over and over and over and over and over again on that 3-day weekend. And the next time we were watching it, which was like a day or 2 later, there were still scenes I missed.
Raina she's very excited always to watch Mary Poppins or the Return of Mary Poppins.
Yep.
Mom and Dad prefer the original, but she really likes the return of. Kids in their new age.
Yeah.
And then I got her to watch part of the Swiss Family Robinson with me, all but the last like 20 minutes of it. And she was like, after that, she was like, "Can we finish watching the rest of it later, Mom?" And I'm like, "Sure, honey, you can go play." She never really liked to sit still for that long.
I bet she would like Nim's Island. That is such a good movie.
Yeah, it's just getting her to sit still. Her brain, goes quick. She's like her mom and dad.
Have you seen that movie?
Yes.
Nim's Island.
Yes, actually,
that is so mean.
I haven't seen the movie, but I did read the book. Does that count? Because I always read the books.
Yep.
I think the books
are always better. The movie and the that's what I was gonna say. I don't know if they're the same, but that lady that went to save her, that was totally me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm stepping down, ladies and gentlemen. You guys have a great night. I'll watch it later. Bye.
All right.
Alrighty.
Sweet dreams, hon.
Love you
Yeah,
guys.
Glenda.
Bye.
Love you.
Dear girly girl.
Robert said he had picked a card for us a while back.
Waltz across Texas with you. Story book ending. I'm lost in
I
your
love to waltz.
but I could waltz across Texas with you.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Ernest?
Shane was
like dancing night away.
Shane was singing some kind of Texas song too.
Yeah,
Wasn't
that's
it
what
to
that
me?
was. Waltz across Texas.
It's so I had to find one in return. You're the reason God made Oklahoma. It's like, ha.
Yeah, I used to like doing the waltz and the two-step and stuff years and years ago.
Yep.
The wife and I would go out and go dancing and stuff, and we'd get to giggling and laughing, and we'd be stepping on each other's feet and everything else, having a good time.
Hmm. We used to have a huge dance hall here, and
Oh yeah,
they
dance
closed
halls
it
used to be
down.
the big thing down there in Texas. I don't know if they still are now or not, but
There's
oh
still
yeah, that
some
was
left.
yeah. Friday and Saturday nights, boy, I'll tell you, it was boot scooting, that's for sure.
Hmm. Cowboys would get all cleaned up for a change and
Yeah,
head to the dance hall.
it's funny,
We have
you
one.
go ahead.
We have one that's just a little spot in the road, and so rodeo time, when they do the San Antonio rodeo, the trail riders come through here, and so we had a trail ride dance, we had a hunter's ball dance. It didn't matter. There was a dance for everything.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it was family. You could take your kids and not worry about anything happening to them.
Oh yeah, yeah. You didn't have, the rowdies were pretty well taken care of pretty quickly.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to get tickled because you'd see the guys, the ranch hands. You knew who they were, but boy, you see them in the weekday and stuff, and 9 times out of 10 they'd have a ball cap on and old scruffy cowboy boots, and their jeans are usually boot cut, but they're usually cut a little extra long, so they kind of they hang down a little bit and drag the ground and stuff. But boy, on Friday, Saturday nights, they'd come in. They'd have their snakeskin boots on, their brand new Wrangler jeans with a crease right down the front of them, and they'd have their straw cowboy hat on and their big old belt buckles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then there'd be people like Bonnie sitting there saying, "Line up at the bar, boys. I want to take a picture." Bonnie. Bonnie with the blush.
No,
Not that big.
How you doing there, Robert?
And 99 balls. That's right.
Doing good. I just had a weird day. Had a good day, weird night. Yeah.
Well, you're in good company now.
Weird isn't necessarily bad, though. So
No,
that's a good
this
thing.
is true.
Yeah. Like you said, the crossroads. I'm at the crossroads.
I'm standing there beside you.
Well,
That's
you
what.
know what? When you're standing at the crossroads, I want you to think of standing right in the center of a medicine wheel. Okay, a crossroads is where you're really supposed to be. And if you decide what type of energy you want, that's the path that you'll step out on. If you're at the crossroads, that means you're in the center. You're in the right place to figure out where you're going to go next.
That's some good stuff.
That's what that's why I did it. I did that card with the intent for focus and direction. I can't remember what I wrote. I don't know if it's for me. I said for us all. But I think it's for me.
Well, it's another air symbol riding in the water, Robert.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's male and female.
Yeah. I can't watch. It's hard to watch something you care about crash. I have a hard time watching things crash that you used to care about. You know what I mean?
Oh, I love you. I'm giving you a big
we
hug.
love you, Robert.
Robert, do you want you pulled the swan card?
Yes, sir.
Do you want me to read that while you just listen and see how it applies?
Yeah, and then I was going to add the contrary last four things because it mentions focus.
Did you draw it upside?
Focus.
Did you draw it upside down?
No, but that's why I skipped half the contrary and then looked at the last four. There's numbers on the end.
Mm-hmm.
And we're half upside down. You know, yeah, you know what I mean.
Well,
the card wasn't upside down, but the things are upside down.
4 numbers, right?
What things are upside down?
The whole world. We're losing our country.
We were told that was going to happen. What is right will be called wrong. What is up will be called down. What is light will be called dark. We were told that was going to happen. Okay. And we're to maintain what the truth is, even in the ball of confusion that they're rolling at us. That's all to disorient you. Those are tools that are being utilized against us. You walk in your own truth, and you'll be able to be stable with that. That way it can go over you, it can go under you, it can go around you. Why? Because you're surrounded with your own sacred space. Just like a swan glides through the water effortlessly, you know? The water goes around the swan. It's swimming in it, but it's going around them. The same when they fly through the air, because they fly with a lot of grace. The air goes over their wings, under their wings, okay, around them. They're flying through it. We can do the same thing, but we sometimes get unbalanced. You know, we can get dizzy or whatever, especially if the whirlwind comes in and twists us around a little bit. You know, but if you're standing on the crossroads like you say you are, okay, and think of that crossroads as the point, the 0 point, if you will, then fine. It can it can spin you around any way it wants to. You're still connected, just like the top is connected and spinning around, okay. And whichever direction that you go, that you're facing when the spinning stops, there's a teaching and a lesson there for you. You're still connected to the center, but the teaching and the lesson will be there for you to take a look at. And I get the feeling right now that you're where you're standing on the crossroads, you should be facing north, okay, awaiting the awaiting the words from the spirit. That's the direction of the north, which is also the color white, which happens to coincide with the color of what bird?
Swan.
Let's read about the swan and see what it says.
Okay.
So I got my medicine card book, which is slowly but surely getting worn here.
Hello, Lisa.
Robert, you're right where I was that day I got up on Heather's. I so know what you're feeling. I think I do.
Okay,
People are
Swan is card number 39 in the deck.
Yep.
Gematria is 3 plus 9 equals what? 12.
12. Yeah.
Equals 1 plus 2, which equals what? 3.
1.
Okay. 1 plus 2 equals 3 in Gematria. 3 is symbolic of what? Body, mind, spirit.
Spirit. Yep.
Heaven, earth, and in between. The go-between. The triad. The triangle. The base is solid, pointing upward. Okay, so the number itself is significant to you, Robert, if you pulled it and you thought it's for yourself. So let's take a look at Swan on page 193. Now, as I read this, okay, those others that are listening here, your insight is going to be important here too, because you may pick up something in reference to this message
Yes.
for Robert, because you're hearing it from the other side of the campfire that I'm reading it from. Okay, so keep your awareness out there. Put your spiritual ears on. Close your spiritual eyes and see the visions that the words bring. And Robert, you do
Right.
the same thing as I'm reading it.
Okay. All right.
Swan. The key word for swan is grace. Swan. The power of woman entering sacred space, touching future yet to come, bringing eternal grace. If we remember a conversation a few days ago, a certain somebody was looking at connecting with the feminine energy a little bit more. Sounds to me like a message is coming through in that direction for that certain somebody. Little Swan flew through the dream time, looking for the future. She rested for a moment in the coolness of the pond, looking for a way to find the entry point to the future. This was the moment of confusion for Swan, as she knew that she had happened into the dream time by accident. This was her first flight alone, and she was a bit concerned by the dreamtime landscape. As Swan looked high above Sacred Mountain, she saw the biggest swirling black hole that she had ever seen. Dragonfly came flying by, and Swan stopped him to ask about the black hole. Dragonfly said, "Swan, that is the doorway to the other planes of imagination. I have been guardian of the illusion for many, many moons. If you want to enter there, you would have to ask permission and earn that right." Swan was not so sure that she wanted to enter the black hole. She asked Dragonfly what was necessary for her to earn entry. Dragonfly replied, "You must be willing to accept whatever the future holds as it is presented without trying to change Great Spirit's plan." Swan looked at her ugly little duckling body and then answered, I will be happy to abide by Great Spirit's plan. I won't fight the currents of the black hole. I will surrender to the flow of the spiral and trust what I am shown. Well, Dragonfly was very happy with Swan's answer and began to spin the magic to break the pond's illusion. Suddenly, Swan was engulfed by a whirlpool in the center of the pond. Funny, we talked about the whirling rainbow the other day. Swan reappeared many days later, but now she was graceful and white and long-necked. Dragonfly was stunned. Swan, what happened to you? Swan smiled and said, Dragonfly, I learned to surrender my body to the power of Great Spirit and was taken to where the future lives. I saw many wonders high on Sacred Mountain, and because of my faith and my acceptance, I have been changed. I have learned to accept the state of grace. Dragonfly was very happy for Swan. Swan told Dragonfly many of the wonders beyond the illusion. Through her healing and her acceptance of the state of grace, she was given the right to enter the dream time. So it is that we learn to surrender to the grace of the rhythm of the universe and slip from our physical bodies into the dream time. Swan medicine teaches us to be at one with all planes of consciousness and to trust in Great Spirit's protection. If you pulled Swan, it ushers in a time of altered states of awareness and of development of your intuitive abilities. Swan medicine people have the ability to see the future, to surrender to the power of the Great Spirit, and to accept the healing and transformation of their lives. The Swan card is telling you to accept your ability to know what lies ahead. If you are resisting your self-transformation, relax. It will be easier if you go with the flow. Stop denying that you know who is calling when the phone rings. Pay attention to your hunches and your gut knowledge and honor your female intuitive side. The card was not pulled in the contrary position, so I won't go into that.
Okay.
Transformation through trust.
It's through grace, but I don't understand grace fully. Because I don't know.
Grace is accepting what is. You know, we talk about no matter what's around you. Grace is accepting things for what is. Grace is moving forward with it, with holding on to who you are.
Yeah.
And not allowing those things to change, who you think you have to become.
Right.
I mean, all these things have been coming to you lately, Robert, seem to have wings attached to them. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's time to lift up. I think you've been self-limiting yourself. Actually.
I don't know how to expand. I don't know how to fly yet.
Well,
it's
you
have to let go of the ground.
I was going to say you got to let go. You got to let go. It's that other. How do I want to say it? Things that you've already learned in life and how they've been, and then knowing what you've been taught is the thing that you've held on to. So you have to go with the gut feeling of knowing the direction that you're already heading, and just for me, it's just do. Now that's how I perceive how he read, but on the part of moving forward, and
I think I understand a little bit.
it's
Take a break for a couple of days.
it's well, you can take a break, but how do I want to? Just give me a second. I'm don't
Well,
take
you've
this the wrong
answered.
way. And hold on, don't take this the wrong way, anybody. Okay, because this is something that I had to figure out in my life, and it's not being rude or mean or anything, but in order for me to have moved on, it come to the gentleman I talked about the other day, Gary Martishnik, which was he's more tribal and Indian, spiritual. I learned a lot off that man. I learned a lot off of other people in life as well, and then I also had to learn being Protestant and you know our Lord Jesus Christ and God and all the people that we're supposed to, you know, worship and whatnot. Well, like Heather and I have discussed before, when we asked questions as children, and we knew what we were taught, but it's the this just doesn't make sense. I've always held on to it, and then when certain things were sort of, I you just could see it. I seen the force when I already knew that I didn't like something or I didn't like the way I was being treated. I could feel it, and my feeling was kind of basically run away, but it was no, leave. Basically, I had to learn that long ago, and even I know when I'm around good spirited Christians. I know when I'm around bad spirited Christians. And when I get that gut feeling, I just go. I don't even hesitate. I don't give a reason. I've learned that sometimes
You need to leave when your
it's
intuition tells you.
when yeah, you got it. When your intuition tells you something, it means a lot. I've been in situations where I've been traveling down the road and something tells me don't get on the highway, and I just get under the underpass, and all of a sudden there's 3 or 4 state troopers hitting the highway chasing somebody. Ends up there was an accident. Well, my intuition told me not to get on the highway, so I listened, and here, not even 30 seconds behind me, all of a sudden, I could have been part of that accident getting onto the highway.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's nothing against anybody. So when my intuition tells me, and it's about certain people that try to force things upon me and reading things, I have an issue with that because you don't do that to people. First off, I mean, when they mean it, and when it's being done purposely to antagonize or mislead, mistrust, miss anything. And when you don't feel right, like I said, it comes right back to when I get those intuitions, boom, it's time to go. It's leave. I don't, like I said, I'm not trying to be rude, but I don't care what you have to say. I already have a bad feeling about what's coming out of your mouth or your actions. And for me, with what's going on today, we are with great people throughout several different channels, and there are a lot of good people and great people in chat. And you still have to have that discernment, and you have to watch and read and take things, as we have, step by step, and try not to fall into the little traps, the little egg-ons, the snippet little comments, and it wears on you. Like you said, Robert, taking a break for a couple days. Those kinds of things you're constantly seeing being slapped in your eyeballs, and you're reading them because you know trying to do the best you can as a mod. And that's the same goes with Heather and I and Bonnie and whomever else is mods. You try to have that discernment, and it's not easy. Well, it goes along with the rest, like I said, of today, of what's going on with the cloudiness and the grayness that is there, and it's getting through all that and just taking your gut feeling and moving forward, and you're paying attention to things, but at the same time having faith on where you're going and not worrying about anybody else other than, of course, yourself and Coraline. I would doing as well as my wife and my daughter, but still trying to move forward without stepping or hurting somebody, but making sure I'm safe too. Because not everybody thinks outside the realm of themselves sometimes, and they forget that you're the only one that can talk to your divine. You're the only one that's going to be judged by your divine. And it doesn't matter which way you go across the globe in any religion. You are who you are. And nobody can tear that down. Nobody can rip it down. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. And that's a comment, not just names, but that's anything. So it's that's, I don't know how else I want to go too far on with it. I'm not saying, I'm just,
we've talked.
That's how I take it, and it's nothing against anybody, but I'm the one that has to lead my path. I can't follow in other people's footsteps.
No.
Because if I do, then I'm making a mistake. Because then I'm making the same mistake that they're making. If they do make one. I'm not saying everybody makes a mistake, which we all do. We all do silly things.
That's part of being human. We're supposed to
exactly, part of being human. Exactly. Like I said, I'm not trying to be rude or anything like that. I just want to let you know where I come from and how I perceive it. I might be a little narrow-minded about it sometimes, but I have also seen where I've tried to let people help me and it makes it worse. And I need to live up to my expectations, not other people's.
Okay.
Hey, Chuck.
Chuck joined us. Victor's back.
So that was my 2 cents.
I'm gonna put it in creator's hands.
And that's all you can do. And who's the creator?
Great Spirit.
Well,
yeah,
Robert,
where is he? Where is he though?
He's in me.
Exactly. And don't ever forget that. You are the creator. Believe, faith, and the divine.
Yep.
And you will always look at the path you've taken all your life and what you've worked for. You can do it. You've already achieved what you've achieved so far in life. And it's quite a bit, to be honest with you, if you think about it. Because if you think about back even in the earlier times when our great-grandparents or even great-great-grandparents were brought up, they didn't have what we have today. They had some books in the house. They had some furniture, but they don't have what we have. So I'm grateful for the things that we have around us. And,
I spent the summer in a car so I could save up to get an apartment before winter came.
And now look where you're at.
Yep.
Well, you asked a question just before, Jeff put his observances in. And the question that you asked was actually a question that was answered by the information you had already received. Okay. And do you remember a statement that says, you didn't know how to fly? And when I mentioned to you about all these different winged creatures that seem to be coming to you, that kind of energy, you know. And that led me right to you living in, even though the card was not pulled in the contrary, of you living in the contrary with what this card is saying. Okay. Now, I won't necessarily read all of it out. Okay. And, you can go back and kind of look at that and see how it fits with you. But there's a couple of interesting things that were brought up. Okay. And one of them was it says if you pull the swan in the reverse, it is warning you that you must acknowledge what you know. So stop denying your feelings and clutching up. In other words, being indecisive because you already know it. You just haven't applied it and gotten the validation and feedback that that's the correct that's the correct thing to do. All of us here individually and all of us here collectively, we're all transitioning in our own ways into our own power. Okay, and you are certainly no exception to that rule at all. All right. Now, in any case, Swan reversed says that you need to pay some attention to your body. It can seem as if you're flying without a pilot's license if you are not aware of when you take off or you land. Okay, and when you're dealing with the spiritual energies that are coming into you and you're transitioning, you're going to be going in and out. It's like, whoa, where the heck am I, and where am I going, and how do I land this plane? And not recognizing the shift from the left brain to the right brain is common when you are evolving spiritually. This is all part of developing the intuitive side of your nature. And you've already shown us that you have an intuitive side by some of the statements you've made, by some of the cards you've pulled in the past, or some of the observations that you put into the conversations with other people. Okay. So, in the development of the higher mind, you are embarking on new territory that has rules or universal laws all of its own. In the world of spirit, you need to pay close attention to the unseen. You may sense or feel in a slightly different way, but this is gradual. Sometimes this shift is losing among your normal activities until you feel spaced out. That shift is just lost, and then you feel spaced out. At these moments, it's time to reconnect with Mother Earth. The solution to contrary swan is first off, notice your surroundings and touch the earth with your feet, hands, or both. Focus on one reality or the other. Okay, you can stand with a foot in both worlds, Robert, but the thing is that, like I mentioned to you before, if you spend one time like a flamingo standing on one leg or the other, okay, that's where your energy is coming from, and that's where you're sending your energy to. So that's why a steady walk is important because it's a balance, one to the other, one to the other. It's a learning process. It's
Yeah.
learning to walk in a new way spiritually. Uh, Focus on, okay, you enter the silence and empty your mind of chatter. If you're being called to visit the dream time, you need to stop what you're doing and you need to be still. This is what I call the looks within place. When you get these points of confusion, and you said it yourself, standing on the crossroads, that's the place to go. You go to the center and then be still and wait. You put the call out, be still and wait. Be receptive and open so that the message may enter your consciousness. If you are just preoccupied, daydreaming, or spacey, you need to focus on doing some physical activity. So if you feel like that, get involved in something physical that will help ground you. Use the reasoning side of your brain to make a list of what you need to do next, and this will stop the clutter in your mind that may be causing confusion. And the key here is for all of us as we're transitioning into a more spiritual side of us. You're putting more and more information into a being which already has lots of information that we've utilized in our lives to construct and work within our reality. But when you're bringing in this new spiritual energy, your reality is changing. Okay. And that can cause some confusion. So put things in their right place, stop, organize a little bit. Okay. And then and just remember where you put things. When you're putting stuff into your gathering basket, have your own little pockets of this, that, and the other thing. All right. So do that in a way that you still maintain control of it. And when you get confused, just back up a little bit, go back to where you were before. It's like going back. Let's say let's take an example of a computer. The computer starts slowing down. It starts not performing the way it's supposed to be, or it gets some bugs in it or something, and it's not performing optimally. Okay, one of the things that you can do is you can go in there and go into your tools and you can defrag it. Okay, you can check to make sure you haven't got any viruses and stuff like that. But once in a while, you need to go back to what they call a factory reset at an earlier time before the confusion started. Okay, you see where I'm going with this?
Yep.
Okay, so you're not in some place that you feel that you could be lost. You're right where you need to be. Okay, you just need to you know stop for a second, clear your head, and say, okay, this is where I've been. This is what's happened. Okay, what am I going to do about it? What do I have available for me to do about it? And then you have to do something about it. Don't be so uh, afraid of the unknown that you don't take the step to investigate what's there. You need to peek your nose from the cave, look around the corner. Okay, if it looks good, give it a shot. When you're exploring your spirituality, do not jump in like it's deep enough that you won't injure yourself, or that the water is so cold that it'll shock your system. Okay, do it gradually so that you're comfortable with your environment. Okay, that you know where you are, and this is what I call learning by how mouse learns. Mouse learns by going into an unknown environment a little bit at a time. It takes a pathway out. It explores everything that it just come into. That 5 or 6 or 7 steps is taken into a new territory, and then it runs back to where it came and it was safe. But it remembers where it was. Next time it goes out, it'll go out to that place and then investigate a little bit further and investigate everything. Okay. And then it'll run back that same path. It brings that knowledge back. And it does this repeatedly throughout the area that it lives in. Now, in Mouse's mind, all that information that's been gathered up close and felt with the little whiskers and the little pans and seen with the little eyes and that sort of stuff, it remembered all of that. So eventually, when Mouse has gone around his whole territory, Mouse can close his eyes when he's back in his den and see with the eyes of eagle and see the whole territory that he traveled. So you learn to have exploring possibilities like Mouse, seeing with eagle's eyes. And that's how Mouse can fly without leaving his burrow. That's how we can fly without leaving our earth robe.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Can I say one more thing real quick?
I'm going to turn my mic off. You can say all you want.
Well, I mean, I didn't know if Bonnie had an insight she wanted to share, and we weren't trying to take up the whole thing. So. But Robert, to me, it seemed a little like I sent you a message, but I'm going to say this. It seems like I always find myself at a crossroads when I feel like, oh man, I'm going through this thing again, right?
Again,
And
yeah.
it's like the road that I took, the decision that I made the last time I went through it, circled back, and now I'm at the same crossroads. It feels like, and so maybe the swan means not just trusting your instincts to guide you down that right road, but um, just like we do with everything else, with the intent of the best outcome, right? For the good of all. Maybe that's how we travel our road, and we trust that the destination will be more beautiful than we've ever known.
As long as I have my Aquania, I'm okay.
Yep. Maybe that's the road.
That's right.
Maybe the road is inward and not outward at all.
Everyone has their own Aquania. That is the sacred space within sacred space within sacred space that I talk about. That's your most powerful place that each of you have. It's absolutely unique unto each of you. And that's the place you go.
Yeah. I think tomorrow's my day because there's no rain tomorrow. Things are dried out a little bit.
Good. Hi, Chuck.
Hey,
Hey, Chuck.
I'm just sitting here quietly absorbing.
Me too, brother.
It's all good.
Because
It's weird energy.
Everything.
and that's the hardest. Sorry.
That's fine. I wasn't really saying nothing anyway.
The hardest thing for me is being still, is not jumping into action, not just trying to be still and accept and watch and
The quiet is so loud and the eyes wide shut of people everywhere.
Yeah. Yep. And it's frustrating sometimes. It is.
It's like, wow. It overwhelms me sometimes. Just
You
so
know,
scattered. Wow, just so scattered that no one knows nothing.
I made a comment to my brother tonight. It was
Wow.
kind of basically how we were raised, and it was a funny because of our background. But I looked at my brother. It's like, it's almost back like when we were kids. You just want to walk up to some of these people and go smack them right in the head and go, "What the heck is your problem? Pull your head out of your butt." Because that's what we get from our parents, and when you were being really silly and you weren't thinking, playing with firecrackers and,
Shake them till that reset button hits.
yeah, and then they finally realize, oh my God, what am I, oh boy. It scared us a little bit. We were kids, and
And
sometimes
as bad as times are,
Man.
kind of dead. You notice that even though people know it's real bad, they don't want to help each other.
I know. I don't get it sometimes. I mean, we keep going forward, and we got to do what we do here in Ohio. But I mean, it's like like you said, some people are just reluctant to accepting you know, that you do need help, or you do need a little bit of talking or listening, or
It's hard for
ask
people to
questions,
change.
or
You have to
and
understand
it
the
is
nature of
it's
humans.
very hard.
Heck, they wrote it into our declaration, right? About how men are not going to fight for change when they're comfortable, even under tyranny.
Well, you
Right.
know you know that we're all talking about the same symptoms, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, I've been watching the chat over here, and Anna Marie and Victor have been talking back and forth as another symptom of it, and I made a little comment of it. But if you put this in context, it shows that there's a flux going on.
Yes.
Okay?
Oh yeah.
And flux that's going on right now, like I mentioned to them in there, I wrote that though there's people that are hearing different tones and frequencies in their heads and stuff, you know, and I wrote that those that are hearing the ringing tones are noticing the ongoing shift from one frequency to the next on
Yeah.
our progression. On our progression, we are going through the barrier boundaries right now, so to speak. Individually and collectively, we're going through the boundary between frequencies.
Yeah.
You know,
almost
we
like
knew
hitting
we were
sound
headed
barriers.
to change. We're actually on the trip right now, and we're going through that point of no return, if you will. Not
Yeah.
all
No
of
looking
people are,
back.
yeah, not all the people are going to make that trip with us, you know.
Right.
And you know, Big Brother, Swan fits you. It's very suiting for you because for as delicate and graceful as Swan is, they're very territorial and protective.
Mm-hmm.
And you are very protective of those you care about.
That's
And
yes.
I see you tuck all those that you love right up underneath your wing.
Well, they're a good watchdog too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at some point, all the ducklings must fly on their own. You cannot fly for them.
Hey, talking about that energy shift, that frequency shift, Pappy.
Yep.
I was sitting here, Corbin was sitting here, and I felt it. And I looked at her and I said, as soon as I looked at her, Edge felt it too because he came out running, barking. But he didn't bark normal. He just only barked twice. And I looked at him and I said, oh, you felt that too.
Yeah.
He must have felt it too. There was such a shift that one day. I told Jeff and Heather about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we felt it too.
And we felt it
I
as
mean, like
well.
it's coming in waves. Yep.
I felt that way. Even the dog felt that way.
Well, you know, I want you to stop and think about something. You live next to the ocean, not that far away, right?
Yep.
You know, anyone that's ever gone to an ocean or a large lake, you know, and you want to get out, you want to get your boat out there, and you want to go fishing. Well, you know, you have to fight those waves that come in waves. You got to get through them to get to the calmer water on the other side.
Yep.
Okay, and I feel that that's what's happening. Is this new energy is coming in these waves? It's oscillating us. We're bouncing around in the waves, and we're still getting our way through it. Okay,
Yep.
and
Together.
you know, yeah, we just need
Together.
to learn. Are we going to bob above the wave, or are we going to dive down underneath them and come up between the waves? You know, interesting,
Yeah, it is.
exciting. We're all on a trip together.
I know.
Yeah,
Who said we couldn't take a cruise during this time?
that's
We
right.
are on a cruise.
That's right.
We're on the love boat.
Yeah.
Cruising.
Oh, brother, here we go.
Well, we're just trying to stay in the theme of things. No, we're just picking.
Well, you
You
know,
know,
the opportunities for the transition that we're in right now are so good because, you know, we're on a trip. We don't really know what to pack for the trip. You know, this is the opportunity to get rid of all your old baggage. You
Yeah.
know, don't pack any of the old for the new trip. Oh,
That's a
who
good
is
point.
it? Who's whistling?
My son whistling for the dogs. He let them out.
Oh, I forgot.
I
Chuck
thought
was on.
Bonnie posing again.
I
I was
know.
gonna say, then call everybody's dogs in.
I forgot Chuck was here.
Yeah, you
Robert-
can call them all in here if you could be whistling like that.
Robert
Bo
standing
and
on
Guy
his
here in a
head
minute.
whistling for Anna. Yeah, the animals know what's going on too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Well,
my
if you've
cat
noticed,
stays
if you've been
close.
observant this year, you've noticed that the plants reacted different this year too.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
They were aware of that something is changing.
Yeah, my tomatoes
Yeah.
went crazy until I ran out of rainwater when I had to start watering it with a hose that killed them all.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of chemicals in that doggone hose water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with city water. Yeah.
I mean, so we're all bringing up our own what the heck, kind of things going on, because it's like this is all new to us, even me, and I've got a little bit more
gosh, me too.
wrinkles under my chin, but the stuff that's coming up now makes me scratch my head sometimes, but at the same time I feel this excitement in me, this anticipatory excitement.
Yes.
Not fear, but excitement. There's a
You
difference.
feel like the old mechanic in a shop when they bring the brand new style with all the different new electronics in it that you don't know nothing about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anxious
There
to
you
get
go.
into it, but like fear of it, like, do I touch it or do I break it? Do I learn?
And if I hit that button, will it break it?
Interesting.
Yeah, very true, Anna.
I don't. Yeah, people say, "Oh, is this the end times?" No, I think this is the.
I think it's the end of the evil times.
Yeah, it's different.
Beginning of the new.
It's the end of the world as we know it.
Yep.
I feel fine.
We're gonna move into a frequency most people can't handle, probably.
Well, you're
Well,
probably
and that's
right.
the thing. We talk about Mother Earth, and her frequency is changing, and those of us that are on this journey with her are changing with her. And I think that's part of it as well. Like Anna was talking about the electric shocks. Yeah, I get them too. I get the twitch. My whole back starts twitching.
Well, I want you all to consider something, okay? When the frequency shift is complete, okay, I want you to think about tuning a radio. You know that when you tune the dial, you're tuning to different frequencies. At some point in time, it's like you can have more than one frequency that seems to be riding the same place, and you get a garbled message and stuff like that. When you get the frequency exactly where it's supposed to be, the message comes in nice and clear. The clarity is there. You can understand what's being said and all of that. If we are going through that type of a frequency change, those things that are still oscillating at the previous frequency will not be in the new frequency, and in the blink of the eye, they'll probably be gone. That's something you might want to consider preparing for.
North
You
Carolina.
hear different terms and stuff like that. People call it the rapture.
Right.
So-
Yeah, I watched that gory blood and guts movie at the age of 4 in church. That was fun.
Well,
And
it's all in the intent of the person. Rapture can be one thing to one person and something entirely different to another. What if the rapture is individual perception?
Yeah.
NC girl said what I was thinking.
I think Anna wants up, Bonnie.
Because I said
She in the back room.
it's not the end times. It's the beginning of new times.
Yeah,
Exactly.
North Carolina
It's
girl
not an
says,
awakening; it's a remembering.
Right.
like,
Peppy, I
like,
got a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you listen to a lot of different music in the 60s?
oh yeah,
You remember George Clinton and the Funkadelics?
I remember the Funkadelic. I don't remember George Clinton. I
He
mean,
was
the
the
name.
singer for it. That
Yeah.
anyway, there was a song they had called "Maggot Brain." You remember that?
I think
Oh,
Anna's in there. Anna's
I'm-
backstage.
I don't see her.
Ooh, backstage pass.
It's kind of afflicted with the words of this beginning
Oh,
of the song. All it is mostly instrumental, but like the first minute of it, he says some words, and it kind of makes
Try
sense.
again.
Think about it. It's kind of vulgar, but it's not cussing. But it's the words to it is Mother Earth is pregnant for the third time, for y'all have knocked her up. I have tasted the maggots in the mind of the universe, and I was not offended, though I knew I had to rise above it all or drown in my own shit.
Well, yeah, that's a good way.
You are.
It's quite succinct, isn't it?
Make it.
Dragonfly.
Hi.
Yeah.
Well,
Hi, Anna.
interesting. Dragonfly's up here to talk to Swan tonight.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
I like swans.
I put Durham on my icon to watch y'all.
Who
I
is
was gonna
that?
say,
I saw that.
we're being good.
We were talking about the ringing in the ears and stuff, and I know the difference between neuropathy, or know what neuropathy is, and I have it at times, but I've been having like electrical feelings, like I'm being shocked.
Yep.
Like,
Same here.
has anyone else?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. I
You
just
guys,
thought I'd bring that up
It's almost
because
like
it's
sometimes it's
freaky,
like I have
man.
Tourette syndrome, but I don't say the words. I'm like, ugh. Yeah.
Creators really have given you a little tip, Anna.
I don't know. I don't normally do that.
and then those guys talking about flashes in their eye. I had it so freaking bad. When I went to my eye doctor, I told her about it. She's like, "What?"
You've been having spots in your eyes?
I used to have flicker. It would flick from one side of my eye to the other, like a white light spark.
Like a lightning.
My
Oh
eye.
my goodness.
Yeah,
I'm having them in
that now
different
too.
colors.
Every once in a while, it would do it.
Everybody has a different color.
And
some
I
people will see
told the
white,
lady,
some people see blue, some people will see like a violet,
Some people see multiple
and
colors.
some people see multiple.
I
Yep.
get it. It
I was
looks like
asking my
weird light.
room.
Looks like a
Sorry.
weird light. The pulse is enough to give you a headache.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been getting that this the last 2 weeks. I've been
Yep.
getting that
Yep.
flash of light. You move your
And-
eyeball and the
Oh,
flash of light
thank
right on the
you.
edge of your vision. Yep.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Don't take
well, I was
aspirin or
talking.
it's okay.
I was talking to somebody about it, and they're trying to tell me, "Oh, that's little blood veins, vessels, and stuff bursting in
It's
your eyes,"
ascension.
and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
No way,
Well,
man.
that-
Because I told my eye doctor about it, and she looked at me like I was kind of goofy, but then she just looked at my eyes and didn't say shit. I don't know.
Oh yeah. they
Nothing
go check
physically
your
wrong
blood
with
all
your
the time.
eyeball.
Right?
No.
Yeah, nothing.
Well, it goes right back to
That's
the
funny.
statement, doesn't it? Those that have eyes can see.
Yep.
Those are the little
I think-
things.
I think it's the damn 5G part of it. That and the atmosphere of all the evil, but the 5G messes with everybody's feng shui. Basically, is what I'm trying to think of the word for.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they've activated that quite yet, have they, Chuck?
They said
I
they
know that there were some
on and off in
questions
different areas. I know they put it in the school here in this little town. And I'm like,
Yeah, but I don't know if it's been activated and turned on yet. I mean, because a lot of the lights and everything have it too. Because there was some question about whether or not that would interfere with other navigational radio frequencies and become an issue. I thought they were still taking a look at that because I know that AT&T and Verizon had not activated. If they were asked not to activate it because they were planning on going with that
Oh,
on or
someone
around the 5th of November, I thought. But I think the FAA asked them not to activate it while they studied it if it was going to be an interference problem. That's
Well, they
been a
have it in
problem.
Canada, so they've got enough study cases going on there. But I'm gonna say I live like 200 yards away from high tension power lines,
Oh yeah.
and I think that there's a lot going on with the way they're running current because electrical current can put up certain effects on people too, and they say that they change the pulse of it.
Well, not only that, Anna, stop and consider. We've gone through a period now of repeated CMEs from the sun,
Yes.
and that interacts with high power lines. Okay, and it may have extended the electromagnetic field out even further around those. So you
Hmm.
may be right under that. You might want to set some of
watch
that
your
Jiffy
puppies.
Pop out. Set some Jiffy Pop out and see if it pops your popcorn for you.
Nope, I have to put it in the microwave or make it on the stove. It isn't working.
And then you mix the Earth Mother's energy in there, and you got a stew going on.
There you go.
You know, I could put some in a little bit of tinfoil on my head and then shake my head a little and see if that works.
Are you a hothead?
No, Jiffy Pop.
Well, you can't pop it unless you're a hothead.
Well, I'll put tinfoil on the head. We'll look like a bunch of Hershey's Kisses running around.
I don't want to admit I'm a hothead.
Oh, it's
No,
okay. I'm a hothead.
nobody that throws frying pans is a hothead.
No, not frying pan
I
Anna.
don't throw them, I swing them. I throw hose. Ask my brother about that.
See, let me give you a better way to say hothead. Sorry, honey. You should just say I'm very passionate.
Yeah.
That's why I cuss so much. And they say cussing too is a sign of intelligence. That you're trying to be colorful with words, but
That's parting from your mouth.
I say that passionate is quite a sugar coating.
So true, Victor. Yeah, you're definitely not the only one.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah,
as I was growing up, I didn't swear, and we were brought up not to swear. We ate the soap and this and that, and I took it quite literally and seriously and everything that, you don't do that and that it's wrong, okay? I think it's been like the last year to 2 years that I have actually caught myself swearing. And
If you stop and think about the words that we use, okay, I want you to also stop and think about the emotions that you attach to certain words that you use.
Yep.
Words have power, and the power that they have is the emotions and the intent that's put behind them when you send them out.
yep.
That's why swear words and these sort of things can be so offensive to other people, okay, because the people sending them don't realize, the emotions and the intent that word carries. So and if you stop and think about it yourself, when you use those words yourself, like for example, I'll occasionally use those words myself, and it certainly isn't when I'm in the condition that I'm in now, calm, relaxed, and balanced. I tell you, because when they come out, that's not the emotions that's flying through the air.
Well, and that's like when somebody tells somebody to shut up. When I was brought up, the way I was brought up, man, you don't tell anybody to shut up or you're looking to get a fist in the face.
Yeah, I'd get slapped in the mouth by my mom if she heard me say that.
Yeah.
Well, you stop and think about it. Shut up. Basically, that means don't breathe. Who has the power to tell you not breathe?
Only the one you give the power.
Yeah.
NC and Victor, I've been seeing flashes in my eye for like 2.5 years, maybe 3.
Ooh, Vic's in
Really?
California with you.
Yeah, he's downstairs, man. Way down.
He's downstairs.
So is Canine. Doggone it.
Oh,
So is
let him out of the basement, darn it.
they're downstairs, man. They're way down there.
Robert, are you up in the Shasta area by any chance?
Yeah, real close.
Okay. Well, you know that on any given night you can go out there and probably watch those flashes of light occurring over Shasta, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're right on a ley line there, anyways.
I'm close to it.
Yeah.
Did you know this past summer was the only picture ever taken that Shasta had no snow on it.
Wow.
The lakes were all dry. It was really sad looking.
Yeah. Well, that's a transition. Everything's going to transition in its own way.
Yep. Now we'll see what happens. See what happens next summer. I'm real curious on next.
I have a question for you guys. Have any of you heard or seen anything in the last few days where people are discussing that stars and things aren't in their normal position?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you haven't heard me talk about that?
We've been talking about it
No.
for the last 6 months.
They haven't been in their right position for at least 5 years that I've noticed.
The Earth
Probably.
tilt. We've tilted much further north than we should be for this time of year.
It's all the migrants coming to America.
Oh, it's making everything unlevel.
Throwing everything off balance, aren't they? Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Well,
No,
how many people heard that they recorded the deepest ever earthquake
Yes.
Yes.
in the core of the earth?
Wow.
Never
doesn't happen
had
very
one
often, does it?
recorded before. Here in an area that they said is supposed to be liquid.
Molten. Yeah, how do you have a quake in something?
I know. I've never heard of that before.
Only thing I could think of is the pole shift and magnetivity doing something and it caused something to slam.
Yeah.
Yep. We're in the change.
I know a few researchers that claim pole shift is getting close.
Well, if the core is spewing out lava right now, wouldn't the core not be full so it would slosh back and forth?
You
Well,
know,
generally, I mean, it's
North
supposed
Carolina
to be
girl.
not like liquid like water.
I know.
North Carolina girl, Bonnie made some of us when we first came in mods. So I think there's nothing wrong with you being or not being a mod. She just makes sure that she's got a couple just in case when we first come in.
it's not a status symbol here.
Nope, it's not.
What was I going to say? Oh, so Reno, you know how we are with our daughter. You guys have all heard us talk about how we are with our daughter and stuff. Well, we showed her all the models of Earth that they tell us and what they tell us it is and all that, and we try to keep her education very open. And it's not we don't force her to believe what some book tells her. We want her to use her thinking skills. So if you ask her how the Earth was made, she will tell you that she thinks that there was maybe some giant magnetized meteorite flying through space that as it spun through space, it collected a bunch of other magnetized rocks and stuff. And then it got to a point where it slowed its spin down enough that water could start forming on it like dew on grass. That's her story, and she is sticking to it. That we do not have a lava core, but a magnetic core.
Yeah,
and I
that's
think that's
pretty cool.
That's very interesting because children are always children and elderly are closer to the creator than us
in
stupid
between
adults
the
in
age.
between, right? Because we forget a lot of things when we grow up, don't we?
Gotta go to work.
We
Gotta
forget
pay
how to
bills.
look at our world with wonderment. We forget how to be grateful and thankful. We forget a lot of things, but little kids know these things because they just came from there, right? And people getting ready to cross over that veil know these things because they're getting ready to go back. So if you consider those things, when she told me that, I was like, you know what? That sounds like it's plausible. How are you going to prove it?
It does.
How can you
And
back up your theory? And then we teach her how to
that's
collect evidence to back up her theories.
yeah. And you think about magnetics create energy,
Yeah, that's her
and
whole thing is
supposedly
the Earth's got a
between that,
magnetic field.
and I kind of wonder where if that couldn't pause, in the static from friction and things like that, I believe could cause it also to suck in dust and different things that may have become our dirt.
You take a magnet and you wrap it with metal. What happens? It sets up a
Makes
current, doesn't it?
electricity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, you take energy and run it across certain metals or certain minerals, and it produces magnetism.
Yeah, pull that
Yep.
magnet out of the same coil and put power on it, becomes a magnet.
Yep.
Exactly.
Keep rolling door back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it becomes magnetic too.
Yeah, sliding your sock feet on the floor and rubbing a piece of cloth on a tube light.
A
Rubbing
balloon
a
on your
balloon
shirt.
on your head and then sticking it to the wall.
That's right.
But
Energy
she
flows.
takes those basic kid principles and she taught herself something. And
Sound like you're from
I
Wisconsin or something.
don't want her to think just because an adult tells her that something it's true. Even mom and dad. I want her to
Research.
question and look into things herself, and I wanted her to learn that. And that's
Well, you got to remember the stuff that's in textbooks doesn't necessarily have to be true. It's just
right.
from the people that got published.
Yep.
Yep.
His story is not our story.
And a lot of stuff in books is somebody else's point of view.
Yeah. And they had the money to get it put in print.
Yep. So we try to let her think a lot on her own like that, that independent thought. Sometimes it works out, and other times it's like, why did we let her do that? I'm just kidding.
Love you, Bonnie.
Where you going, Bonnie?
Where'd you go?
Love you
That'll
too.
become the next big conspiracy theory, and then that big conspiracy theory will be proven in a few years or weeks or months or whatever.
Well, that's the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth is a matter of time, isn't it?
Yep.
That's it.
Everybody used to call me the tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist. So 2 years ago, I was going to put shingles on the back add-on back here, the room I stay in. I had to put a metal roof over so I don't have to wear my tinfoil hat no more.
I like my tinfoil hat.
That's funny,
No,
man.
come on, let's not say you got a big head and that you don't fit into a tinfoil hat.
Yeah, I got a big old, they'd have to, my hats are like the size of a 5-gallon bucket. So
You need like that super industrial strength restaurant size stuff.
yeah.
It's funny, Chuck. They thought we were weird. Now they're calling us. What's going on?
Yeah, I got a lot of people ask me what I think. I said, I tried to tell you before. I'm not going to tell you nothing now.
Right. My sister kept
Okay,
on.
where did Bonnie go?
In the
Uh-oh.
I
middle.
still see her.
No.
Yep, she fell off. Who?
Bonnie. Don't worry, she'll be back.
Probably tried to unmute herself.
Well, she was having trouble earlier, so she may have had to restart stuff again.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're keeping that poor girl up. It's already 1:36 in the morning here.
Oh my goodness,
Jesus.
yes, it's bedtime,
Time for
isn't it?
bed.
Chuck, I got fed up with my sister and told her I'll go ahead and take it. You know, I told her what to do, and then it presented itself to her exactly what I said to do. And if I could make it, I said, "What if you can make it? Never mind. Just go ahead and take it. You know, listen to your superiors. Really,
Yeah, especially when you got somebody you know is an idiot and they try to they put up across that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm like, okay, whatever.
yeah, I know. Yeah,
I ain't gonna let them walk through a fire, but I'm not gonna say, hey, because I don't want to spend 2 or 3 hours trying to convince them when they start doubting everything I'm telling them when I'm just trying to help them.
I know.
You know, we got to remember that they have free will even to make bad decisions, and there is not a thing we can do about it except walk
Yeah.
forward in our decisions.
My two older stepbrothers get a hold of me. Funny.
It's like I tell a lot of people. I said, I'll support your words 100%. You got the freedom to say it. I said, I might not like what you say when you say it, and I might want to slap you in the mouth, but I'll support you to say it.
Well, hey, what I tell people, I can walk you out to the edge of the pier, and I can even give you a nudge, and you can fall into the water. But it's up to you to swim.
Yeah.
I can't swim for you.
Or up to them to watch to make sure they don't fall in.
Yeah.
Is Bonnie back yet?
Yep.
Yeah, she's back.
Baby, come back.
Bonnie, come back.
So y'all noticed.
Well, all you lovely family members, we're going to head out of here and call it a night so we're not keeping everybody up till dawn.
Yeah.
Love
It's,
Love you all.
it's what-
We're an hour behind y'all, so it's not late to us yet.
Delta, John, what's that
Very
shower
true.
you on?
Well, I love you.
Love you
Love
guys.
Love all of you. I appreciate all of you.
Okay, what's
Same
the
goes to you.
frequency, Kenneth? What's the
Y'all have a
frequency?
good
Kenneth?
night. Have a good night and happy Sunday.
See you tomorrow and
Oh, yeah.
Jeff and Heather.
Absolutely.
We
Love
need
you guys.
We need
night,
and
Jeff.
appreciate you.
Oh, thank you very much. Very much. We love all of you.
Good night.
Oh, my
I love
Good
you
night,
guys too.
You
Thank
guys are all my favorite weirdos.
Yep.
Thank you so much for such a good time, Bonnie and everybody. I think I'll hop out too.
Yeah, we'll let Bonnie get off. We're 3 hours and 12 minutes rolling. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a great night.
Oh, wow.
Sweet dreams.
Good night, y'all.
good night, y'all.
Good night,
Good night.
everyone.
Good night,
We were
Bonnie.
singing and
Love you.
walking across Texas, and we just lost track of time.
Yeah. Good night, Pappy. Love
Thank
you.
y'all all so much.
Thank you for reading that.
Okay, and no problem, Robin. Hey, you got my phone number, so
Okay.
if you
Mine
decide you
too.
want to talk about anything, so
Okay. Thank you, sir. Love
okay,
you.
folks.
Good night, Bonnie. Love you.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.
Love you.
Good night, Victor. Good night, NC girl.
Night, Pappy.
Sweet dreams, everybody.
Night, Victor. North Carolina girl. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you, Robert.